Once there was a South American country with a promising future. It had a functioning democracy, a rapidly developing economy, and a growing middle class.
And we condemn the brutality of the Maduro regime, whose socialist policies have turned that nation from being the wealthiest in South America into a state of abject poverty and despair.
Well, I'm saying, since if Bernie Sanders were president, right, and he wanted to bring the same ideas as for socialism into this country, do you think that we would benefit?
Yeah.
But I just told you Venezuela's eating rats.
You guys were all praising Venezuela for years.
Yeah.
For years. We only have so much time on the show, and you were wrong.
His image was burnished by Hollywood celebrities who flocked to see the great work he was doing. I can tell you what happened to it in one word: socialism.
You get it. It's just simple mathematical logic. Venezuela is bad. Venezuela is socialist. Progressives are socialist. Therefore, progressives are bad. But maybe, just maybe, we should consider what specific policies caused the crisis in Venezuela and, if they're the same ones that, Bernie Sanders is proposing. So what happened in Venezuela? Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever read any of those stories about the guy who wins the lottery and within a year he's broke and it's ruined his life?
All the important indicators, including education, healthcare, and foreign investment, were pointed in the right direction. It was far from perfect, but the mood was hopeful.
After a day of heavy rioting on Tuesday, the government sent in police and troops to contain the protests. Soldiers tried to calm those angered by the sudden price rises. They did battle with snipers and shot at mobs looting and sacking food stores. Estimates vary, but at least 300 people were killed, between 1 and 2,000 injured during the violence. The country's under curfew from dusk to dawn, and all constitutional rights have been suspended.
An international friendship that has its roots in a friendship between Simón Bolívar, Venezuela's liberator, and George Washington is confirmed here as President Kennedy welcomes President Betancourt to the United States. In 1958, patriotic bands of Venezuela's present Democratic Action Party staged an uprising that, with popular support, achieved a victory for the forces of democracy. In 1959, Romulo Betancourt was democratically elected president of Venezuela and, in President Kennedy's words, led a 4-year peaceful political and economic revolution, which made Venezuela a shining example for its sister republics in Latin America.
Venezuela has always been the outlier of South America. During the Cold War, it had the distinction of being the only center-left non-aligned democracy that managed to stay on good terms with Washington, even after it nationalized its oil industry. Of course, by the time Venezuela did that, all the oil-exporting countries were doing it. Almost every big oil-producing country in the world requisitioned their oil fields from the multinationals that owned them and consolidated them into state-owned firms. But Venezuela was about to be the beneficiary of an especially lucrative windfall. In 1973, the Arab world launched its last and most forceful attempt at destroying Israel, the Yom Kippur War. Only Egypt and Syria did any fighting, but the rest of the Arab world gave the West an ultimatum. Any country that aided Israel would be subject to a boycott and a price hike. The oil industry, of course, was dominated by Arab states, so when America resupplied Israel anyway, it got cut off from almost all foreign oil, except for Venezuela's. That was the pattern. Whenever there was trouble in the Middle East, the price of gas would go up, and Venezuela would reap the profit, completely unaffected by the violence. And there was a lot of trouble in the Middle East. Venezuela was now the richest country in Latin America, but that still left the question of how to spend it. The president at the time promised to spend the money wisely and save a substantial portion. He did neither. As soon as the money came in, it got spent, mostly on subsidized goods that undermined the native industrial sector, but also on massive unneeded public works projects, the contracts for which just coincidentally all went to businessmen who were close to the president. But the average Venezuelan was seeing the benefits too. There was enough money to go around. For now. But good things don't last forever, and in the 80s a new source of oil was discovered, the North Sea. The West was now flush in oil thanks to Norway and Scotland. Oil prices plummeted. PDVSA, Venezuela's state oil company, tried to adapt by diversifying, buying up other industries in Venezuela and companies abroad, including a well-known American brand.
So prepare yourself to be totally blown away. Super premium performance. Citgo says go.
The government tried to make up the difference by borrowing and waiting for oil prices to go back up. I mean, prices had to go back up eventually, right? By 1989, the country was $30 billion in debt. They had two options: default and risk causing a collapse of the economy, or go hat in hand to the IMF. To please the IMF, they implemented a harsh neoliberal austerity plan. Subsidies for necessary goods were cut along with wages, and the poor couldn't find work anymore thanks to the concurrent recession. Riots broke out. The president called the military in to quell the violence, with predictable results. Venezuela was still the exception in South America. As the rest of Latin America was democratizing, Venezuela was shooting people in the street. It hadn't been lost on people that the reason the country was broke wasn't because of the poor eating up all the resources, but because the politicians had basically given it away to their rich friends. The president who had frittered away the oil money back in the 70s was the same one that was asking people to pony up for the IMF now. Maybe democracy was overrated. In March 1992, the military attempted to overthrow the government. The coup was led by a young charismatic colonel, who agreed to call it off if he was allowed to address people on TV. But we'll get back to him. In November that same year, another batch of military officers tried to overthrow the government. In 1993, the law succeeded where guns failed. Perez was impeached and arrested for skimming money out of the budget. The rejoicing was cut short when the newly deregulated banking system collapsed in 1994. More austerity was implemented. Politicians continued to pretend that everything was fine.
Todo está chévere en Caracas.
And more riots broke out. The coming 1998 election was an open field. Support for the two main political parties had evaporated, and no one with an even tangential connection to the mainstream had a chance. Only one man had credibility when it came to taking on the system: Hugo Chavez, the colonel who had organized the two military coups. The establishment threw everything they had at him. Millions of dollars were spent on ads, including, believe it or not, a rap video. Every other candidate in the race dropped out except one in order to not split the ticket. But unemployment was the highest it had been in decades. Crime was rising. Inflation spiked to 100%. Oil prices had dropped even lower. The people had gone 20 years without seeing improvement. It was too late.
Hugo Chávez Frías es el nuevo presidente de Venezuela para el periodo 1999-2004.
Hugo Chávez Frías asumirá la presidencia de Venezuela.
Absolutamente nada. No, absolutamente nada. Incluso hemos dicho, nosotros estamos dispuestos a darle facilidades aún más de las que hay a los capitales privados internacionales para que vengan aquí a invertir en las más diversas áreas: agricultura, agroindustria, petroquímica, industria gasífera, todo lo que es el desarrollo del país, que tenemos vea que tenemos un proyecto bastante ambicioso que necesitará de la inversión privada. Yo aprovecho para hacer un llamado a todo el mundo. Yo no soy el diablo, yo soy un hombre que va con los mejores lazos de hermandad a trabajar conjuntamente con todos los países de América Latina, de Norteamérica y del mundo entero.
In the beginning, Chavez talked a lot about revolution during his campaign, but his actual policies were modest. To a large degree, he was preoccupied by a massive mudslide that had rocked the state of Vargas, killing tens of thousands. But what Chavez lacked in policy ambition, he made up for in ambition to centralize control of the state. The new constitution broadened the scope of presidential powers and revoked regional autonomy. Then, a temporary enabling act was passed, giving Chavez the power to rule by dictate. Chavez's enemies started to get spooked. The last straw was a series of appointments to the board of PDVSA, the golden goose of the economy. First protests were organized to surround the presidential palace, which quickly broke out into violence. Then, using the violence as an excuse, there was an attempted military coup with the tacit approval of the United States, which only ended up lasting 2 days. Finally, there was an attempt to starve Chavez out. The trade unions and the workforce at PDVSA tried to organize a massive work stoppage, which effectively meant a shutdown of the entire economy.
Citgo says go. Citgo says go. Citgo says go. Citgo says go. Says go. Says go. Says go.
But none of it worked. In many ways, it backfired. Chavez has said he needed all this power to fight the corrupt system that was arrayed against him. And now he had been vindicated. The attempts to overthrow Chavez by force irreparably split the country in half. In one Venezuela, Chavez was just an idiot who impulsively did whatever popped into his head. In the other Venezuela, any setback is immediately blamed on a shadowy conspiracy to sabotage the revolution. Venezuela was supposed to be a democracy, but any dissent from the government was assumed to be in bad faith, prima facie. And so, disempowering political enemies took priority over sound economic policy. Most critically, Chavez had fired all the workers who had participated in the work stoppage. This left few people in PDVSA who actually knew how to drill for oil. But now Chavez could implement more ambitious reforms. These were called the Misiones. Misiones were an eclectic mix of government spending initiatives, the creation of a parallel state infrastructure that was loyal specifically to Chavez, and most importantly, a huge dose of participatory democracy, along with relatively cheap education initiatives like Mission Robinson and Mission Sucre, and a program to build new housing for the poor called Mission Habitat. Chavez's most important and popular institution, though, is Mission Barrio Adentro. Mission Barrio Adentro has 3 parts. First, setting up a series of community-organized healthcare councils to decide on the needs of each block in the barrio. Second, a new network of small checkup clinics. And most importantly, an army of doctors imported from Cuba to work in those clinics, paid for with subsidized oil. And they worked. Illiteracy dropped to almost nothing. Infant mortality dropped. Poverty was cut almost in half. But for every promising development, there was a bad decision undermining it and setting the stage for collapse. The story of Venezuela's collapse is the story of death by 1,000 cuts, but most of the mistakes can be sorted into 3 categories. 1. A dependency on price controls. Chavez instituted price controls that no one could really afford to sell at, and then sold those same goods at cheaper prices through a government-run chain of supermarkets called Mercal. These cheap imported goods completely undermined domestic producers of food and toiletries at a time when Chavez was giving speeches about making Venezuela less dependent on imports. But those domestic producers were also a large source of his political opposition, so that took priority. The price controls also meant you could make serious money exporting goods across the border rather than selling them domestically. Many people in the leadership positions in state-owned companies were caught sneaking large quantities of product out of the factories and selling them overseas at a huge profit. And they were mostly allowed to do so, because they were Chavez allies and
Yo, gang! What's going on, Goggle Gang? Sorry, I usually don't watch the intro videos for that long, but I was getting into that one. I actually haven't seen this one before. Someone in the Discord suggested it. Jaspers, I think. It's hard for me to actually tell who, but that's pretty good. Damn, that's from 2019, eh? So yeah, what do we even do about the about this shit, huh? And back in my day, I feel like they tried a little bit harder to dress up the unnecessary wars for oil as being not about that. They're about like whatever, spreading democracy or, whatever, which they definitely could have said with Venezuela. But like their whole shit, at least from the shit I've seen, it just like makes no sense, right? It's like they're saying narco terrorism, which what? And like first of all, what do you mean narco terrorism? Like they're sort of accusing, I guess they're saying that Venezuela is doing with fentanyl what the CIA did with crack. Like they're purposely sending it to the U.S. to fuck them up there. I just don't think that that's the case. You know what I mean? That doesn't really make sense. And also, like the reason I saw this is funny. I don't know if this is true. Hang on. Maduro, machine guns. Like one of the reasons they gave, like he was an international criminal. He needed to be stopped. Look at this. Look at this. This is fucking crazy. Nicolas Maduro, former president of Venezuela, has been charged in the U.S. with possession of machine guns and destructive devices. That's what? Like that's a crime? Does the the Second Amendment not apply here? They're like, he's got machine guns. Like, okay, he's a leader of a country. What are you talking about? So, I mean, it's nuts. It really is crazy. And listen, I don't know. I like every time there's a fucking new war, I'm always like, fuck, I don't know anything about this country, I'm not always like that. Sometimes I know a little bit. I knew a little bit about it. I knew about Israel and Palestine shit before that, October 7th. I knew, somewhat some things about some places. The Ukraine, I still don't know that much about. But Venezuela is kind of like in the middle for me. I don't know. God, it's just like, this is why the U.S. can get away with all these wars of aggression, these like crazy fucking like, international terrorist acts that the U.S. does. They can get away with it because like it's hard to learn about the world. There are a lot of countries, and like most Americans don't know shit about Venezuela other than what they've heard on TV and shit. Like it takes a lot of time to get to the bottom of things. You got to read your fucking whatever. I was gonna say Chomsky, but maybe there's other options. Anyway, but so I'm not gonna talk much about this. This isn't what the stream's about. But this Venezuela shit is so insane. I just, I have to. So here's fucking Pam Bondi. So this is true. Pam Bondi says Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York, charged with narco-terrorism conspiracy. First of all, what, like, that's not a fucking, okay, all right. The CIA crime there. Cocaine importation conspiracy, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices against the United States. That isn't, I don't get it. What is the thing about what's the thing about the machine guns? Does anyone know why they're fucking coming for his guns? You can take Nicolas Maduro's machine guns when you pry them out of his cold, dead hands, okay? Like that, like I'm so fucking confused. They'll soon face their full wrath of American justice on American soil and American courts. On behalf of the entire U.S. DOJ, I would like to thank President Trump. What is this, like a speech or something? On behalf of the entire U.S. DOJ, I would like to thank President Trump for this tweet, for helping me, having the courage to demand accountability on behalf of the American people. And a huge thank you to our brave military who conducted the incredible and highly successful mission to capture these two alleged international narco traffickers. Yeah, this is nuts. This is really nuts. I mean, it's almost like the Bush administration, but like maybe like just as kind of, corrupt and evil, but like more dumb, right? Like narco terrorism, that doesn't make sense. Like at least weapons of mass destruction are a thing. It's a lie, but like the words that are in the lie make sense. This is fucking crazy. And then Trump is going out there being like, oh, it's oil. I want the oil. I'd love to have the oil. They got a lot of oil over there. Bush never did that shit. Bush wouldn't do that shit. And his fucking dad was also a fucking oil man. Like he's a fucking oil family heir. I don't know either. I don't want to. Yeah, how can anyone in New York indict a guy who didn't commit crimes in New York? He's like what? I don't know. I probably shouldn't have. I probably shouldn't have even talked about this because I don't know. Like again, I'm not up on this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. He's in New York now. He's in New York. He's been taken to New York. Mamdani's New York. Is that why? Is it a message to him? I don't know. Totally talking about my ass, guys. Don't take anything I say seriously. The theory is that anything that involves money probably has some connection to Wall Street. Oh yeah, I'd like to see them. I'd like them to demand accountability from the Sacklers. Yeah, I mean, like, and like even that's not fucking narco terrorism. Drugs are, just a product. It's not terrorism to get people addicted to drugs. That's just capitalism. That's what the same shit that fucking, I don't know, Facebook does. Can we indict Meta for social media terrorism? I mean, that's actually a pretty good idea. We should do that. But gang, I didn't come here to talk to you about Venezuela. There are plenty of other, good sources of information you can get on that. Check out Venezuelan shit, Telesur, whatever. Try to educate yourself on this shit. Like it's important when there is a war to kind of learn about the country, learn about the history, learn about the geopolitical circumstance that it's in. But I will say, it seems pretty obvious. This is a transparently like evil, greedy, fucking typical like Trump administration thing, but at a larger scale. I also heard they fucking bombed. Fuck, I was just about to stop talking about Venezuela. Is this true? Fuck, I haven't done any of my research on this. Did they bomb? Hang in there, guys. I'm almost done. We will move on to other stuff. But wait, did they bomb Hugo Chavez's grave? Like what do you call it? Not grave, burial site. His remains. I don't know. I just typed in Hugo Chavez remains. Yes. Well, like what they literally did this. They bombed his mausoleum. Can you believe that shit? That's crazy, man. What if fucking Venezuela bombed like Abraham Lincoln's grave or some shit like that? Like that is so fucking disrespectful. It's like unnecessary, How fucked? What a bad country. I have a feeling the U.S. guys, am I crazy, or is the U.S. like not good? Are they like actually maybe like? I hate this. Sorry. I guess my didn't realize my shit was so fucked. You know what? I'll just use this one for now. Yeah, I have a feeling the U.S. might have been a bad choice for us to pick as the world police country. They really seem they seem like a bad country. They don't seem very trustworthy at all. They don't seem like they have our best intentions at heart. Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, except for this is like Tomb of the Known, like national hero. Honestly, I don't really know who to compare him to. Like Lincoln, maybe? I don't know. Elvis's grave. They bombed fucking Graceland. There's a funny quote when Trump killed Soleimani. Was that when this happened? The Iranian, like whatever. I don't really remember what was Soleimani. He was like a politician, like war hero guy, to Iranians, and he was killed in like a drone strike. And some Iranian guy was like, "There's no way for me to explain to Americans what this is like. There's no equivalent. Our heroes in Iran are like people who have done actual things. to make Americans feel this way, we would have to kill SpongeBob SquarePants, something like that. It was, General. He's a military guy, right? I don't know. He was an interesting character. Yeah. Same to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. If they wanted to provoke a particular guy, you know what? I don't fully know. I'm not American myself, so I don't fully know how significant the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure Americans would be pissed. Yeah, Americans actually, they do care about their troops a lot. So I'm sure they would be pissed about that. So yeah. SpongeBob's great. Finland, exactly. Beat me to it. Qasem Soleimani, yeah. And I'll say Iran, another country I don't know that much about. Like you gotta pick and choose what countries you sort of know about, unless you have a lot of time on your hands. But the Venezuela one, like, oh my god, I don't know. Is there a war? I mean, they got him. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am going to force myself to stop talking about this now. Now, I do have some shit to go over. Believe it or not, I actually have something fairly planned out. So we are going to talk about. Well, actually, let's start with this.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. So wacky. This is the trailer for the Melania Trump documentary that's coming out. January 30th. Melania. Official trailer 2026. And I just love that it just starts out with a fucking like Bugs Bunny line. Here we go again. Is there something really like this? Does this seem like AI to anyone else?
Here we go again.
That doesn't seem real. I don't know. It's all really polished and stuff. Who knows?
You can come in. Come on in.
Is that a bit loud? Or no, I think it's...
You will be then a peacemaker.
Peacemaker in the fire.
Witness history. The historical moment when Melania picked out an envelope for the White House Christmas card or something.
Beautiful. Together with like-minded leaders, we have a voice.
20 days. Okay, so yeah.
Is it safe?
It is safe.
20 days to become First Lady. So I'm guessing that means this is before the election? I don't really know. Of the United States of America. There's Barron. Look at that freak. Look how tall that kid is. I think I'm happy Barron's at an age now where I think it's acceptable to make fun of him.
Everyone wants to know. So here it is.
Wait, sorry. Everyone wants to what?
Everyone wants to know.
Everyone wants to know what?
So here it is.
She's like sitting in a fucking voice booth reading some stupid line someone wrote.
Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
Fucking, how the fuck is the economy like this? And like, people with fucking gold marble fucking houses are still allowed to exist. This is fucking Versailles shit. This is like French Revolution. Like, this is what people are like starving in the streets. And Melania Trump's hanging out in a room that looks like this. What happened? What happened to humans? I thought that we didn't like, I thought just, it was a natural human urge to just be repulsed by this.
Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
Melania. Yeah, okay. Exclusively in theaters. It's funny it says that. It's like, don't get the wrong idea. This is funded by Amazon, but it's not direct to Prime. Like, this is going to be a big hit. It's going out there. Okay. So one thing in here that doesn't ever come up is who directed it. It never in this says who the director of this like really cool movie is.
Here
we go again. Sorry, I just had to play that again. Does it say in the description? Comments are turned off. Wise. Yes, it does. Directed by Brett Ratner. Oh, Brett Ratner. Oh, who's that guy? Who's he? I've heard of him. I can't imagine any of the hardest of hardcore MAGA types will even watch this. This is going to flop hard. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure. I'm sure there's enough interesting info on her to fill a documentary. It just died with Epstein and Brunel. Yeah, crazy. Very weird. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it, but we'll see. It's coming out this month. What I do know, though, is Brett Ratner is a name you may remember because he's showed up in the Epstein Files. Remember this picture? Here, I'll show it to you on the Department of Justice website. I am not a robot. Guess what? Here we go. And here we have, speaking of Jean-Luc, there is Jean-Luc Brunel, the smiling Frenchman. I don't know why I call him that. And here he is with Brett Ratner, Bretty boy, Brett man, the rat man, the rat-headed rat. Sorry, man, I'm bad at thinking of nicknames. That's a direct quote from his childhood friends. Yeah, I don't know. Does Brett Ratner have a nickname? He really seems like a guy who would have a nickname, you know? Like, people will be like, oh, you haven't met our friend fucking The Fuzz or something like that. Oh, you haven't met our friend Pubes. That's kind of like, yeah, I sort of think that's what people call him, Pubes. Like, you haven't met Pubes yet? Yo, Pubes, get over here. And it's like Brett Ratner. He's like, hey, I directed Rush Hour. And you're like, your name's Pubes? He's like, yeah, what can I say? It just fits. What am I talking about? Well, Brett Ratner is a guy who I've been aware of and mostly just like have found him a kind of, for many, many years, I found him a kind of a hilarious guy to make fun of. And then at a certain point, it became less funny because it turns out he's kind of like actually a monster. And now he's back in the news and I'm sort of fascinated by it. So let me explain. So here is Jean-Luc Brunel, for those of you guys who are maybe new to Epstein or whatever. Brunel is an extremely high-up person in the Epstein kind of hierarchy of, the Epstein operation. Basically, he's as close to as close to Epstein as Ghislaine was. He was Epstein's model scout for many, many years. He and Epstein owned a company called MC2 Modeling. He would travel the world looking for young girls, underage girls, that he would bring from, third world countries. They don't speak a lot of English, and then bring them to Epstein, traffic them to Epstein. He and Epstein would participate in orgies together, as recounted by Virginie Giuffre in her book, with these young girls. And they liked when they couldn't speak English very well because it made them, I don't know, whatever, easier to control, I guess. Really, really fucking crazy shit. So here's a photo recently popped up of Jean-Luc Brunel, who, as someone mentioned, I think it might have been Mark J in the Discord, was saying like he's as guilty as anyone in the whole Epstein saga. Brunel with his shirt off, laughing, hanging out with Ratner. They're probably on coke, knowing both of these guys. They're probably on coke or at least maybe drunk. A little bit too much energy for just alcohol, though. So this was already bad because the fucking Melania Trump documentary thing comes out, and then like, boom, right away, it's like, oh shit. The next day, not literally the next day, but very shortly after that documentary dropped, it's like, whoops, the director of that's in the fucking Epstein Files. But who is Brett Ratner? Who's Brett Ratner? Well, he's an Instagram user. Excuse me. He's an Aries. He's a prince. He's a lot of things, to tell you the truth. He's he's a multifaceted guy. But most of all, he is, I would say, well, okay, I'll mention a few other things that he is. He's a director, producer, big Hollywood guy. But most importantly, I would say this guy is one of the world's purest douchebags. This guy is like literally, when I hear the word douchebag, this is who I think of. Brett Ratner. Here he is with Quentin Tarantino. He lives in Israel, I believe, although he might be trying to move back to the U.S. I'm talking about Brett Ratner. Quentin Tarantino does live in Israel. This guy is a fucking douche. So my goal today is to kind of tell you a little bit about Brett Ratner. Okay, number one. Number two, convince you that this guy's a fucking huge piece of shit. And number three, I also want to tell you why there's been some other Epstein files that have been released, not just the one I showed you already, not just this one. There's been other ones with him that I believe are probably, or at least they are the closest thing that we have yet to actual sexual blackmail material involving people in Epstein's circle. So that is coming. So it's pretty big, I think. Okay, is that enough of like a tease? Are you guys is your interest peaked yet? All right, let's go into it. So I got his IMDb page here. Brett Ratner is one of Hollywood's most successful filmmakers. His diverse films resonate with audiences worldwide, and as a director, his films have grossed over $2 billion. Okay, we'll get into all that. He has had some movies do really well. They're all fucking bad. Critical fucking bombs. But all right, here we go. Oh, he's 5'8". God, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being short king here, or short prince, as I guess Brett Ratner thinks he's a prince. But anyway, we'll get into that a little bit more. Nothing wrong with being short, but it annoys me that he's overcome his shortness and achieved so much in his life. Anyway, whatever. We'll see. I'm mainly talking about. Well, anyway, we'll get into it. Okay. So, no, I don't really care what he produced. He's produced a shitload of shit. But let's look through his filmography. So he started his career in the 90s. 1990. And he was a music video director. LL Cool J, Prime Minister Pete Nice and Daddy Rich, Onyx, Heavy D and the Boys. And he had some connections to the music industry, I think just by coincidence, people he went to university with. He had connections to the modeling world, I believe. His wife at the time, I've forgotten her name. What was it? Yes, Rebecca Gayheart. They were married in 1986. Was a model, and so he had modeling connections that he would, a lot of rap videos and stuff have a lot of sexy girls in them. So he had modeling connections. So he did a lot of big music videos. Anybody recognize any of these? D'Angelo, Brown Sugar. This is kind of big, right? Mary J. Blige, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Lionel Richie, Don't Want to Lose You. Foxy Brown featuring Jay-Z. Wu-Tang Clan. I don't remember that video, but so he did a bunch of shit, right? Public Enemy and all kinds of stuff like that. Shitload of shit. Honestly, this is when he was kind of at his best. He was kind of built for this sort of filmmaking, I do think. And then he gets a movie, Money Talks. I haven't seen it. Can't really speak on it. Then he does his biggest hit, Rush Hour. This is in 1998. All right. Oh, the Triumph video. Wait, which one? Which one's that? Where did it go? God, I think I saw it and then I lost it. Oh, Wu-Tang Clan. Oh yeah, Triumph. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, no, he did a lot of stuff. Honestly, he should have kept making music videos, but he didn't. He moved on. So Rush Hour, he made this huge movie. Money Talks is also with Chris Tucker. So he worked with Chris Tucker on a this film. Wait, written by Joel Cohen. Money Talks. Okay, whatever. He does this. He does another movie with where did it go? Rush Hour. I know that there was kind of like a thing of what's it called? There's a thing where the Hollywood was kind of like, no, we're gonna pass. Jackie Chan's famous in China, but he's not a box office draw here. And so there's a whole thing about how, people doubted it could become big, and then it became a massive hit. And that was, I think, definitely the biggest success of his filmmaking career. Or I don't know, maybe like Rush Hour 2 or 3 were good just from like name recognition. But yeah, I remember like this movie being very big when I was growing up. Like I would have been 9 years old in 1998, and all of my friends were talking about it. Moving on, more music videos. Mariah Carey. Now, he and Mariah Carey are like close friends. We'll get into a little bit of that later. Madonna, Partners as a TV movie. I don't know what the fuck that is. Another Jay-Z with Mariah Carey. Madonna, Beautiful Stranger. Mariah. That's another heart. That's just the same one again. You don't get to put the same fucking music video in twice because it's in like a #1 collection, do you? All right, whatever. Okay, this one. Wait, you know what? I'm jumping ahead a little bit here. Let me show you a picture from the 1999 MTV Movie Awards. Now, this is shout out to Pie Charm on the TrueAnon subreddit. Pie Charm has collected a bunch of photos that I'm going to be referring back to throughout this stream here. Here's Brett Ratner with his wife at the time, Rebecca Gayheart. I mentioned she's a model. I think she was like a child model back in the day, but whatever. And she was he put her in a couple of music videos as like the whatever background girl or whatever. So here they are in 1999, still together. Here's Brett Ratner. Remember what I said? When I picture a douchebag, this is who I picture. And like this is what the guy looks like. Just not saying that those two sentences are related, but racial buddy cop movies. Oh yeah, I wouldn't describe Ratner as a music industry guy, more of a Hollywood guy. Racial buddy cop movies. Oh, I mean like now. Well, I mean now, no, but in 2000 to 2016, approximately 2017. Yeah, totally. But at the beginning though, big time, he was music industry and like doing surprisingly big videos. It's one of those things, right? Like there are certain people in history who you can study, and like the same way that like Epstein used like women to meet people and his connection to models and whatever to network with powerful billionaires and stuff like that. I don't know if Brett Ratner was doing anything weird. I just know that the guy had these modeling connections, and he somehow also was very big, very, very good at meeting really rich people and getting them to like do what he wants or just like to hang out with them. And like, he's a real like Epstein, actually. Ratner, his one actual fucking skill in Hollywood is that he's so good at talking to rich people. Rich people love this guy. They meet Ratner and they're like, yes, this is the guy I've been waiting for. He's amazing. Oh, you're talking about Massey? Yeah. We'll get to that too. Don't worry, Finlay. Sorry, I missed. Oh, yes, Mark, you were saying. But he did, Massey, sorry, spoiler alert, we'll get into this later. Massey did bring out a Hollywood producer, which Ratner definitely could be described as. All right, moving on. Yeah, I think that's all I got for that one. So yes, I should also mention they divorced this year as well, 1999. This is maybe the last picture of them together. Who knows? They divorced shortly after this. Now, in 2000, he made a movie called Family Man. That's with Nicolas Cage, one of our greatest living actors. I mean that genuinely. I love Nicolas Cage. I actually haven't seen this movie. Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni. And this guy, so okay, I've opened up an article from The Observer about a Olympic Tower condo owned by Adnan Khashoggi, close friend of Epstein's, arms dealer, involved in Iran-Contra, mega wealthy billionaire, owned a fucking huge yacht that was later sold to, I don't know, some Sultan of Brunei or something, and then sold to Donald Trump, and now it's back owned by another Saudi billionaire. But anyway, Adnan Khashoggi, not quite sure. I'm just going to keep saying it the way that I want. Khashoggi had a massive fucking condo in, where is it? New York, I guess, Fifth Avenue. And during the filming of Family Man, sorry, this is in this article somewhere. Let me just look up Ratner. Oh, Ratner. There it is. So during the filming of fucking Family Man, according to one Post report, it was rented in December to director Brett Ratner as a location for a sex scene between Nicolas Cage and model Amber Valletta. Sorry, Valletta? I don't know. For the director's next film, Family Man, due out in December. So, again, there's like, models or whatever. Like, I mean, it's a sex scene. It's not like somebody's actually being trafficked. But this is like, Ratner was like casting models in his films, whatever. He's doing all this kind of stuff. And I don't want to draw any conclusions from that, but I will in my head. I just won't say them out loud because that feels irresponsible. But like, and remember what I'm saying, like, this guy is so good at cozying up to rich people. Adnan Khashoggi, he rented out his fucking apartment to film a movie scene in. You know what I mean? Like, this is weird. This is weird stuff. All right. Anyway, next was 2001. You know it. You love it. You're quoting all the lines. Rush Hour 2. Where is it on here? Actually, a lot of more Mariah Carey music videos. Oh, no, sorry. Down. There you go. The Family Man. Then right after that, 2001, Rush Hour 2. Another big hit. 2002, the worst Hannibal Lecter movie, for my money. Really, really bad. It's like a sequel to Silence of the Lambs, which is like, honestly, like, I don't know, is Silence of the Lambs the best horror movie ever made? Or is it like the best movie ever made? It's like one of those two. Nah, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't say that, but it's so good. Silence of the Lambs, it won a fucking Oscar. That's how fucking, yeah, Nephew's Bonesaw, that's right. Jamal Khashoggi, Mr. by MBS, Mr. Bonesaw, as you guys are pointing out. Old goblin heads will know what we're referencing there. But lucky there's a family, man. Sorry, I'm missing you guys jokes here. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Keep it up. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, Red Dragon. Oh, yeah, I just want to say, fucking Silence of the Lambs, so good. It won an Oscar as a horror movie. You know how hard it is for a horror movie, even like a really, really good one, to get like above 60% on Rotten Tomatoes? Like, that never happens. They're genre films, okay? It would be like if fucking like Anchorman won an Oscar. Silence of the Lambs won an Oscar, and that is like an outright horror movie. Like, very, very good movie. And then the fucking sequel, Red Dragon, is directed by Brett Ratner, and it's a piece of shit. Okay, it's bad. But I do have a fun photo from the premiere of Red Dragon. You ready? Just try and guess who he's with in this picture before I show. Try and guess who. Just in your mind. Don't type it out because there's a delay and I don't want to wait. All right, you have in your mind who he's with? Did you guess Chelsea Clinton? This is Chelsea Clinton and Brett Ratner at the Red Dragon premiere in 2002. At the Red Dragon premiere after party. Oh, the after party. And after the party, it's the after party. All right, so there we go. That is, yeah, this was a real jump scare. I was kind of going through these earlier and I was like, okay. Whoa, Chelsea Clinton. Wow, okay. Did not expect that one. All right. Anyway, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I don't know. She just likes to party, I guess. Now that's 2002. Here is another photo from 2003. And we've got Brett Ratner, okay, Michael Jackson, and Robert Effens and Al Malnick. This is the Palm Beach International Film Festival. So Brett Ratner, I should also mention, close friends with Michael Jackson, close friends with MJ, stays over at Neverland Ranch constantly, at this time. I mean, not anymore, obviously, but stays over there all the time. He had like a funny story he told on Kimmel. Maybe I can find it. I mean, I'm sure I can easily find it. Hang on 1 second. Brett Ratner, Kimmel. Yeah, okay. It's only 2 minutes, and I got beer to sip, so let's listen to this fun story from America's coolest guy.
What a credit. Yeah. Wow. That's Redman for you. And now Michael Jackson, I know you're a friend of Michael Jackson's.
Yeah.
Did you meet him from a music video?
No, I met him, when I did the first Rush Hour, and that's a long, crazy story.
Mark, looks like the same clothes as in, the same clothes as the, like, this photo? Like his shirt here? Actually, you're right. Wait, is that what you meant? I mean, I think that's just how he wears his fucking shirts.
Story, but people, don't really know Michael as well as I did, really. And
Most people don't.
Well, yeah, but they think they know him, but he was probably one of the funniest human beings ever, and he would...
For real?
No, really, and all he wanted...
Really, Michael Jackson was funny?
Wanted to do was practical jokes on people, and I'll never forget, I would sleep in the Elizabeth Taylor suite when she wasn't there at Neverland.
Okay.
And
Elizabeth Taylor suite. Sorry, if you didn't know what that meant when I said that just offhandedly, that's Michael Jackson had a suite in his house specifically for Elizabeth Taylor to stay in. A lot of billionaires have this. Like Ron Burkle, another guy who hung out in these same crowds with Michael Jackson and Diddy and whatever, and Ratner. He has a room in his house for Bill Clinton. If you have that much money, you don't just have guest rooms. You have like, yeah, that room's for my friend, this guy, that room's for this guy, that room's for this guy. So he would stay in Elizabeth Taylor's room. So he wasn't like Elizabeth Taylor close to MJ. He didn't have his own room at Neverland Ranch, but he got to stay in a nice one.
You always felt like you were being watched constantly, like there was hidden cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was sleeping one night, and his voice, because there's an intercom system, and he goes, "Brett?" I go, "Yes." I was like sleeping. I woke up. He goes, "Are you sleeping?" I go, "Yes." He goes, "Wake up. I'm sending Kato to come get you." And I'm like, he had a limo driver who was a short Japanese guy named Kato that he would make wear a tuxedo and a hat. And he had the longest stretch limousine you've ever seen in my life. So Kato comes, he goes, "You could stay in your jammies." So I stayed in my pajamas. I go, "Where are we going?" "We're going to 7-Eleven. "What are we doing?" He goes, "You'll see. Here, put this on." I go, "What is that?" It was a mask. I said, "I don't need a mask, Michael." He puts on I go, "I'm not Michael Jackson. Maybe you need a mask." He puts on a Hulk mask and says, "Go into the bathroom, meet me in the bathroom." I go, "This is getting strange, okay?" 4 in the morning, we're in Santa Barbara in a 7-Eleven. "You want me to meet you?" "Buy some balloons." He comes in the bathroom, we start filling up water balloons, and he literally sends me out to the car. We filled up about 100 balloons. We get back in the car. I'm like, "Where are we going?" He goes, "You'll see." We're driving down empty road. I said, "What are we looking for?" He goes, "You'll see." No one is in sight. It's 4 in the morning in Santa Barbara off the freeway. All of a sudden, there's like, I guess he must have been like a homeless guy just walking on the side of the expressway. And the guy is just literally walking like this. And Michael Jackson says, "Kato, hit the brakes!" and he slams on the brakes. And I literally look out.
Wait, hang on. Did I see what I think I just saw? On his foot.
"Kato, hit the brakes!" and he
Oh, no, sorry. I thought he was wearing like sandals or something. Just sneakers.
slams on the brakes. And I literally look out the window, and this guy's like this. Like, he thinks that he's going to be attacked. And all of a sudden, Michael Jackson pops out of the sunroof with a Hulk mask on. Imagine how scared this guy was at 4 in the morning, and he goes like this, and the guy's like this. He doesn't know which way to go, and he can't see. It's only a water balloon, and he whips the water balloon at him, and the guy just starts running in the other direction. Goes, "Kato, throw it in reverse!" And literally, I'm like freaking out. I'm like,
I wonder if his Michael Jackson impression is the same as his Chris Tucker impression.
Literally, we catch up to the guy, and the guy just stops, and he just hits him with the water balloon, and he goes, "Kato, go!" And we run off, and I'm like, do you think the police are not going to know Michael Jackson with a Hulk mask and a stretch limousine is throwing? And we laughed the whole night. I couldn't even go to sleep. It was like the craziest thing I ever
That's the craziest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think that's a very funny story, but okay. I mean, I don't even know if this is something Michael Jackson did, because it sounds a lot like a stupid, like, Brett Ratner joke from a stupid Brett Ratner movie. Like, okay, he threw a water balloon at a homeless guy, whatever. All right. That's fun. Anyway, who knows if that's real or not? Yeah, but so I can see. Yeah, Mark. So you're talking about MJ clothes he's wearing in this picture. Yeah, so I looked it up. I can see you also looked. But yeah, it does look similar, but I think that's more of like a color palette thing, right? Or he's like it's got the flowery, but this one is the thing. So totally see where you're going with that, where you're coming from. And yes, Ron Burkle, owner of Airfuck One. I'm trying not to get too sidetracked here, though. Let's keep going here. Okay, we did that. Where are we? Yeah, we've got in 2004, After the Sunset comes out, another Brett Ratner movie. I don't even remember this. What was this? Oh, okay. Pierce Brosnan, Salma Hayek, Woody Harrelson. I don't know. I don't remember this at all. But okay. Yeah, that definitely looks like a movie. I believe that this is a real movie. I don't know. I don't have any evidence of that being the case. Okay, if you say so. Yeah. Sure. And I think it's at the that same year, 2004. We have Brett Ratner, Paris Hilton, Nikki Hilton, and the guy on the right is Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons, I think he had been friends with Ratner for a long time. Hang on. Let me just quickly fact check that. Russell Simmons, Brett Ratner. Russell Simmons and Brett Ratner face new allegations of sexual. Okay, no, that's not right. Watching his Russell Simmons sexually. No. Russell Simmons sexual misconduct. Okay, so everything I look up with both these guys' names is a fucking sex crime. But no, I wasn't looking for that. But what was I? Why don't I just go? Why don't I just search Brett Ratner, Wikipedia. Bibbidi bobbidi fucking boo, baby. Ratner began directing music videos. Okay, no. All right. Okay, I must be thinking of somebody else. Simmons. No, okay, never mind. But yes, later on, the two of them are involved in a rape accusation. So that's coming up. But and then we have 2004. This is Kevin Spacey, Brett Ratner, and Dana Brunetti at the Toronto Film Festival. Fun. Let me zoom in a bit for you guys. Hang on. You want to get the whole vibe. Brett Ratner, this is something that I actually think is fine. Does not like to dress up. You know, like with Fetterman, I know people are like, guy looks like fucking shit. That's like the one thing that's cool about him. He doesn't wear suits. You know, I think that's cool. But yeah, Brett Ratner looks fucking gross. All right. Here he is with Naomi Campbell in 2004 at KOS opening party. I'm not sure what KOS is. Is that like a club or a restaurant or something? But another Epstein affiliate. Okay, now this is the thing this is one of the things I really don't like. 2004. So Brett Ratner is dating fucking Serena Williams at this point. You believe that shit? He's dating Serena Williams. This guy. So here he is with the Williams sisters at the Juicy Couture swimsuit launch. And, you know, okay, 2005, he does Prison Break, the show. And 2005, there's a Serena. So I looked because I'd seen this clip. For fucking ages. Was Spacey in any? Sorry, I can't find my mouse. Oh, I can find it. Just isn't working. Oh, I think my mouse ran out of battery. No. Okay, well, it's the trackpad from now on. Was Spacey in any Ratner movies? Great question. I don't think so. Although Maybe. That's a really good question. I mean, there is a connection, sort of, where Spacey was in a Bryan Singer movie, which was Usual Suspects. Bryan Singer, another fucking pedophile, Hollywood pedophile who now lives in Israel. It's like, how you guys are talking about that. Spacey also living in Israel, but he was in, so he was in that with him, and then Brett Ratner directed X-Men 3, The Last Stand, where he took over from his friend Bryan Singer. So he's friends with Bryan Singer, and Bryan Singer's friends with Spacey, and all three of them lived in Israel. So there's definitely a, but I'm not sure. Horrible Bosses. Wait, Horrible Bosses, was that a Ratner movie? I think Ratner was in Horrible Bosses, right? Or was he? There's definitely some Ratner connection to Horrible Bosses. Oh, Jesus. Why is IMDb so hard to navigate? Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at a specific movie. Hang on. Prison Break. And look, there it is, the X-Men The Last Stand. We were just about to get to that. Rush Hour 3. When's the fucking... Yeah, no, he didn't direct it, but he was in it. Anyway, sorry. Guys, moving on here. 2006 is fucking X-Men The Last Stand. If you guys, hey, listen. X-Men The Last Stand is a fucking dog shit movie. Horrible fucking movie. And I'm not just saying that because I dislike Brett Ratner and I think he's a rapist. I do also dislike, Bryan Singer, and he is a kind of pedophile rapist, but his X-Men movies were really good. He came along in a sea of atrocious superhero movies, and X-Men 1 and X-Men 2 were good. I realize I sound crazy right now, but this came out in 2006. I feel like it was acceptable to have strong opinions about fucking Marvel movies in 2006. This was before MCU. This is a different fucking property, all right? This movie was dog shit. Completely butchered the fucking Phoenix plot line, brought people back from the dead, stupid use of Wolverine, really, really dumb. Listen, all comic book movies essentially suck ass. I agree, okay? Listen, I'm cool like you guys. It's 2025. We can say that now. But I do like comic books, and I remember being furious about this movie. Think less of me if you will, but it was a different time. It was a different time back then, okay? This is when, okay, I don't have to explain myself to you guys, all right? I didn't like this movie. It's bad. It's really bad, and everyone hated it. But anyway, he took over the reins because Bryan Singer dropped out. He wasn't going to direct it. Bryan Singer, again, pedophile, moved to Israel. Now he's in Israel trying to restart his film career. We'll get to that. This is going to be a theme in this of pedophiles and rapists moving to Israel. All right. A lot of people in this story, you'll find, move to Israel. Producer on Horrible Bosses. Okay, there we go. I'm both with my main Nemi. My main Nemi. Oh, he's that like Nemesis? I haven't heard that one. I like it. My main Nemi. All right. Now, no, guys, you interrupted me. Actually, I wasn't done talking about how he dated Serena Williams. I looked all over the internet for this video. I could not find it. It's nowhere to be found. If anyone can find it, please send it to me because it is the worst thing I've ever seen, and I would love to see it again. The dude so they had a show. It was called Venus and Serena, for real. 2005 reality TV. So I remember seeing this. This existed. The fucking tweet that every article cites, which was just a little clip from the show, deleted. Doesn't exist. It's not on the archive, not on the fucking Wayback Machine. I can't find it. I can't find it. But it was fucking infuriating. So he's dating, again, I can't stress this enough, Serena Williams, one of history's greatest athletes, famous, beautiful woman, is dating Brett Ratner. And there's a clip that went viral. It was from a show in 2005, but people didn't care about anything back then. And then it went viral in 2017 for reasons that we'll get to. But here we go. In the footage, a wired-up and mic'd Serena was sitting with Ratner in the stands to watch her sister, Venus, playing tennis against somebody. Who cares? Sorry, that's disrespectful, but I just don't know who these people are. Serena can be heard getting mad at the director of Rush Hour and Red Dragon several times and pushing him back when he tries to kiss her 3 times. Brett Ratner was accused of sexual misconduct in 2001 to 2005. Okay, that was later. But yeah, it was happening during this time. Anyway, Ratner then starts begging her to give me some love, show me that you care. 8-time Miami Open winner Serena, who recently had a baby girl with, it's like, fucking, I hate how these gossip sites write. Fiance and Reddit co-founder Alex Ohanian tells Ratner, "Can you stop? You're being very disturbing." Ratner then turns his attention to his girlfriend's sister playing tennis, Venus, and starts shouting sexy legs. He shouts sexy legs several times at his girlfriend's sister on the fucking field. Hey, welcome to Gabal Operative Rosat 992. Welcome. Welcome to the membership, to the Gabal. All right, here we go. In the middle of a fucking horrifying horror story of Brett Ratner being the worst boyfriend in history. Oh, you can do that? You sent 5 extra Chill Goblin gift memberships? Yo, that's fucking sick. Yo, welcome to the Gabal, ladies and gentlemen. That's awesome. I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Rosat. That's dope. 992. Anyway, back to this very horrifying story. Where were we? Okay, so yes, he's yelling at his girlfriend's sister, sexy legs. I think he says it at least twice. And that, I guess that's it. No, there is more. There is more to it. I remember, God, I wish I could have found the video. But anyway, suffice to say, okay, it's so insane that this happened. And the fact that he's short makes it worse for me. And again, nothing against short kings, but like, this guy's not charming. This guy's not charming. How did he do this? Serena. I don't know. Serena. I got nothing. I got nothing but respect for these ladies. They worked hard. They've achieved great things. I do think some of the things I've heard Serena say, I think she's sort of maybe she's one of those people who like became famous too young and sort of, lost the ability to judge people, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to I don't want to say any more than that. But Stubbins, please. This you were born for this job. Can you find that video? Here, I'll send you a link to the article we were just at. If you want. It's not super important. Hang on. Here we go. Questionable dating history for Serena. I mean, I don't know about it. Yeah, like Alex Ohanian, I mean, sure, whatever. He's like a Reddit billionaire. But I think she's also like been like pro-Trump and she's like, I don't comment on politics and stuff like that. And I think she's said, I might be wrong with this. I think she's faced a lot of adversity in her life, and she talks about that. But she's like, but I don't think it was racism. You got it already? Oh my God, Stubbins, you're my hero. All right, okay. That thing I just described to you from an old like fucking gossip column. Oh, the article. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought we were about to watch it, to witness history from the Melania Trump documentary. Witness history in the making. All right. Anyway, I may have made too big of a deal about this. Let's move on. We were just talking about the day. Oh, we went over the X-Men: The Last Stand. Yeah, that was that. Then 2006, here is Brett Ratner at the Cannes Film Festival. This was for The Last Stand. Alina Puskow, Petra Nemkova, Brett Ratner, Hofit Golan. I think these are all models. I'm not totally sure. Don't really recognize these people. Scott Henshaw says yes. So this is at Cannes Film Festival. Cool. 2007. Guess what? Brett Ratner back to the fucking old money bag, the money purse, with And more fucking Mariah Carey videos, by the way. Jessica Simpson, these boots are made for walking. I remember that. I remember that music video. I remember pausing and rewinding that music video as a horny teenager. And how could I miss this? Prison Break. He executive produced Prison Break in 2005, which I never saw, but I heard good things, I guess. I don't know. Was it good? Did he make a good show? I don't know. Oh, Drake. Right. Yes, Serena did date Drake. She did date Drake. Yeah, she dates a lot of like schlubby guys with weird fucking political views and allegations. Maybe she does have bad taste. Okay. Moving on, The Last Stand. More Jessica Simpson. This is what I was looking for. Rush Hour 3. Oh, also Mariah Carey, Touch My Body. 2008. Damn, I forgot about that. Yeah. So Rush Hour 3 comes out. Here is Brett Ratner at the premiere with another one of his fucking friends, Roman Polanski, another Hollywood pedophile. This guy, like all his friends. I mean, this guy, if you're in the modeling world, yeah, all your friends are going to be pedophile rapists. That's just how the modeling industry works. If you're in Hollywood, like it's possible to have a career in Hollywood, I think, while avoiding that, but certainly not, it's certainly possible to not to do that. And it seems Brett Ratner has chosen the other one. Yes, this is Roman Polanski, Brett Ratner, and Morgane Polanski at the Rush Hour 3 premiere. You can see a poster of Jackie Chan in the background there. So yes, this is 2007. I graduate from high school. Yeah. And to be fair, yeah, like a lot of Hollywood was when Polanski won for The Pianist, movie Oscar, he got like a standing ovation from like everybody. So, you know what? Honestly, I do think this is an example of like times have changed kind of thing, you know? Polanski, though, he did something different. Yeah, he didn't go to Israel. You're right. He went to France. That's kind of anti-Semitic. Like, if you're a pedophile, you go to Israel's the place. Like, they got you. France? Nah, come on now. I wish I knew everything Jackie Chan knows. Jackie Chan also in pictures with Epstein, funnily enough. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're moving on to 2007. This is Russell Simmons' 50th birthday party. So here's Brett Ratner with Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee Simmons. All right, we got the three of these guys. Two of them will be involved in a sex scandal later on. I do want to mention. So sorry, I'm jumping ahead a little bit here. He also does a fucking short in the terrible anthology film New York, I Love You. This was supposed to be, there's a French version of this called Paris, Je t'aime, Paris, I Love You. And it was a bunch of directors did short films that took place in Paris and they were like romantic or whatever. And that one was good. I mean, whatever. It's an anthology. There's pros and cons. Or pros and cons. There's ups and downs. Some of them it's inconsistent, I guess, but there's some really good ones in there. There's one with Steve Buscemi that I liked. Anyway, and then this came out. By the way, this is like so you can see, like, you know, I'm graduated high school. I'm in university. I'm going to film school. I'm like obsessed with movies. I watched so many movies during this time. Brett Ratner is like my fucking nemesis. He's my nemi. All right. He's my fucking like. I hate this guy. Maybe this is coming across. In this stream. I don't like this guy, and I've never liked this guy. But yeah. Anyway, he does a short for New York, I Love You, the fucking American remake of that idea, and this movie fucking sucks in comparison. Okay, you're just gonna have to take my word on it. I don't have any empirical evidence. You just gotta watch it. I still recommend it. You just gotta watch it. It's kind of an experience. It's a real cinematic experience. It's a real night at the movies. All right, now I've found this picture. Where is it? Here it is from the old My Mag. I don't know, but here's a picture I had to show you guys. Brett Ratner, his good friend Michael Jackson, and Diddy. And yo, speaking of like, Mark, you were saying like that other one looks like fucking. Oh yeah, ton of Hollywood big shots. Signed the pro Polanski letter. Some of my faves implicated. Yeah, I mean Woody Allen. You know, I couldn't believe it. I was like, Woody, dude, come on, you still make good movies about older men in love with young women. Like you don't need to sign on the Polanski letter too. But yo, Tarantino did defend him talking about underage party girls. No, he did say this on Howard Stern. That was true. Oh yeah, is there a Subliminal Jihad episode on that? Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah. I mean, Polanski is a guy like, see, like when it comes to like canceling people who are terrible, you know, like Brett Ratner, I never fucking like that guy's movies. Movies are, like, as I'm saying, the movies are terrible. Woody Allen, amazing filmmaker, incredible director. His movies are really hard to watch now because they're all about basically how it's cool to date like high school girls. Like every one of his movie is like starts with a rich older man who either is played by Woody Allen or played by like a guy who looks and acts like Woody Allen, picking up his girlfriend from the fucking high school. Manhattan movie where he dates a high school girl. Woody Allen, one of Woody Allen's movies, he dates a high school girl who was attending Dalton Academy, the high school where Epstein was fucking a teacher. I mean, not fucking a teacher. He was a teacher there. Anyway, I'm trying not to get sidetracked here, but I will say Polanski movies, they still hit for me. I watched Chinatown just a couple months ago. Still good. I think the Woody Allen ones are hard to watch because they are about the thing that I don't like about Woody Allen. But God, I remember like what a part of my sense of despair when Woody Allen's when I finally, you know, I finally turned on Woody Allen like after I watched that documentary series about him that came out like a long time ago. But I had really enjoyed his movies up until then, and it just ruined them for me. And I remember feeling like a sense of loss, like not even for myself, not even like a selfish way, but for like all of the people who had never seen a Woody Allen movie. I'm like, they'll never be able to enjoy them, you know, because they're just too whatever. But I mean, Polanski, his movies are still good. I'm sorry, I know we're not supposed to like it, but anyway, but yes, you know what? Maybe I'll watch, I'll listen to that Subliminal Jihad episode, and maybe then I'll be like, okay, I can't watch Chinatown anymore. I gotta watch Rosemary's Baby one more time before I check that out. Okay, moving on. Honestly, I am going off topic a little bit here, but I do feel like this is probably one of the most streamlined streams I've done. You know, the Adderall understood the assignment today. But yeah, here he is in 2010 with Diddy. And this is not a tangent, I swear. Is this the same one? Because Ron Burkle's pictured with them too. Ron Burkle, Diddy, Michael Jackson. Let's find out. This is another time we're looking to see if Michael Jackson was wearing the same shirt. Okay, here he is with Diddy. Yo, it totally is. Wait, where? There's one with all three. Yeah. So look at this. It's MJ, Diddy, and Ron Burkle. And yo, it's the same night. He was there too. Ratner was at the fucking party. Oh my God. So Ron Burkle, if you don't know him, he bought Neverland Ranch after fucking MJ died. And I actually mentioned him earlier this stream. He's the fucking grocery store billionaire who has a room in his house for Bill Clinton. He was also on the Lolita Express. He's also friends with Epstein. He flew on the Lolita. He was on the fucking Africa trip. He went on the Lolita Express. He flew to Africa with like Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, blah, 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 Shantae Davis. Oh my God. Oh my God, I don't even know what to do with that. I just found that out right now. Guys, because usually I plan these out in advance, so like you missed the moment where I'm like, what? Oh my God. But now you're actually seeing like this is a real reaction from me. This is the same night, or it's not the same night and they just wore the same clothes and stayed in a room with the same weird curtain wall, gray curtain wall. Look at how fucking smashed Ratner looks. Insane. Absolutely insane. All right, moving on. Yes, true. Ron Burkle was also the godfather of Diddy's kids. Oy vey, yeah. Yeah, and he's also in the Epstein Files. He's, you know, the photo of, those photos of Epstein and Bill Clinton wearing weird shirts? Burkle's in there too. Wait, is this even going to get... Oh, fuck. I didn't want to actually find shirts. Well, this one. Ah, no, come on. I want the one with Burkle in it. They cropped Burkle out. Who's protecting Ron Burkle? I can't find it. But if you know what I'm talking about, the Epstein Files where they've got these shirts on, those weird fucking shirts, this must have been on the Africa trip, I think. Because Burkle's in there too, and he's wearing one of those like silk, shiny, weird fucking Dan Flash shirts. What the fuck is this? What on earth? Epstein Island? Excuse me? Don't do this. Don't do that. All right. Okay. Sorry. Now I am going off target here. All right. Now, we've got to talk now about Tower Heist. All right. So Tower Heist. Oops. Here's the Tower Heist premiere. Tower Heist is a movie with Gabure Sidibe, a bunch of other people, and comes out in 2011. We've got Brian Grazer, Hollywood mega producer. He's also like one of the maybe like, is this right? Am I just like completely having a brain fart right now? Or is Brian Grazer like one of the most richest and like, you know, famous celebrities who's still a Donald Trump guy, like today? But Donald Trump's his literal friend, it looks like. So here's Brian Grazer, Donald Trump, you know him, Brett Ratner. You might know her from the upcoming documentary, Melania Trump, and Diddy. All in a line here. Look at this. This is from the Tower Heist premiere. Now, funny fun fact about the movie Tower Heist. I know way more about fucking Brett Ratner than I should. And I remember I had a friend who was like, yo, you gotta see Tower Heist. It's actually really funny. Yeah. Eddie Murphy, Matthew Broderick, fucking, what's his name? Michael Pena. But, so this is a movie where they steal from a tower. And originally, in the script for the movie, it was written about Trump Tower. It was supposed to be, we're going to steal from Donald Trump, his friend Donald Trump. And I haven't seen this movie. I'll be honest. This is a gap in my cinematic, knowledge. But is Donald Trump in it? Let me look for the fun facts. I can't find it. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, it's supposed to be about manager of a high-rise condo, Judge Kovac's a good relationship with the tenants, especially financier Arthur Shaw. When Shaw is arrested for fraud, Josh thinks it's a misunderstanding that can be resolved, but later he learns that the employee's pension funds, which he asked Shaw to handle, is gone. Oh, that's weird. That's exactly what Robert Maxwell did. So is this a movie where it's like, actually, the billionaire who owns the tower is cool? Is that really what it's about? Is this like, it's a billionaire redemption story about how billionaires and like people like Donald Trump are actually cool? Okay, I can't find it. Maybe if I look up on Wikipedia. I feel like this is important. Tower Heist. And if I search Donald Trump, okay, here we go. So Donald Trump was involved in the filming. Filming took place entirely in New York City on a budget of $75 million, with several buildings provided by Donald Trump. used to represent the eponymous tower. But I think that it was originally written... Yeah, here we go. Okay. The idea for Tower Heist began development as early as 2005 when Eddie Murphy pitched a concept to Brian Grazer and Brett Ratner concerning an all-star cast of black comedians, including Chris Tucker, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, Tracy Morgan, and Martin Lawrence, as a group of disgruntled employees who planned to rob Donald Trump. The film was originally titled Trump Heist. A script was developed, yada, 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 yada. Who cares? And then where did the part where they changed it to not be about Trump happen? Okay. Feeling the original concept was too close to Ocean's 11, Ratner attempted to recruit Rush Hour screenwriter Nathanson. He's like, yeah, you know what we need is the guy who wrote Rush Hour, this fucking genius. Oh, he didn't. He was unavailable. He hired Griffin, a writer on the Ocean's 11 remake. That's hilarious. Griffin brought the real motivation and heart to the concept, moving away from the premise of performing an ensemble heist on a rich Donald Trump type and focusing instead on a group of blue-collar employees who take on a corrupt, thieving Bernie Madoff-like businessman who's embezzled their pensions. Ratner enjoyed the pitch, brought to Grazer, gave it his approval. Noah Baumbach did rewrites just for Stiller's character. That's hilarious. So he was like, this is not Jewish enough, maybe. Okay, who cares? Okay, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. But like, this whole thing was, it sounds like, and I haven't seen the movie, but it sounds like this movie was like very flattering to Donald Trump and like made him look like a good guy and like whatever, misunderstood, you know, whatever you want to call it. And I guess Diddy was in it as well. Okay. Enough on Tower Heist. We're gonna move on here. Okay, 2011. All right. Big fucking moment in oh, wait, where'd it go? I think it's here. No. I don't want to give you my data. Whoop. Oh no. Here we go. Okay. 2011 and oh, do I have it? Okay. So, here we go. 2011, Olivia Munn. You may remember her from John Mulaney's most recent few celebrity gossip scandals. Olivia Munn, she used to be like quite, I don't know, I heard about her a lot. Oh, where are we going here? Why is it doing that? She was like hosted a video game channel, and like a lot of nerds were really into her back in the day. And she wrote a book in 2011 called "Suck It, Wonder Woman: The Misadventures of a Hollywood Geek." And she said in it, diddly biddly boo. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so I guess I was looking at the right article, the Huffington Post. Okay, I'm jumping ahead because I want to tell the story in order, but I couldn't find articles about this. So, in Olivia Munn's memoir, "Suck It, Wonder Woman: The Misadventures of a Hollywood Geek," the far too intimate details of a short relationship with a bigwig Hollywood director are amongst many tales she recalled from her early days in Hollywood. Details such as seeing a grown man in an oversized shirt holding his undersized manhood in hands glistening with shrimp fat. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, there was more to it. I found this article from a writer who I really like generally, but it has aged very badly. So I didn't want to read any of it. But like, so here's some excerpts from the Olivia Munn book. We'll read this. So when she met Brett Ratner, "Don't you know who I am?" was exactly what I heard uttered by a fat, slobby, smug, and ridiculously rich and famous blockbuster film director at the very first movie premiere I attended. Was he for real with this? Apparently so. Cut, yelled the director as he hopped off his chair, Ratner. "This scene needs more goddamn romance." At which point he waddled over to the lovemaking bed, undid his jeans. I could already sense that those must be the hardest working buttons in show business, and proceeded to dry hump the actress in order to demonstrate what he believed was a missing level of romance. The poor thing, her face sparkled with the sweat falling from his second or third chin. When he finally finished the assault, he barked, "Let's take 20." I'm pretty sure it would take a lot longer than that for his starlet to recover from the drama. Yeah, okay, so, we wouldn't necessarily write like that in the same thing, but yeah, glistening with shrimp fat. Moving on. "Wait," he begged, slowly, like in a bad horror movie. So this is later on. She finds herself in a trailer with Brett Ratner, the same guy. "Wait," he begged. I guess she's like leaving. "Slowly, like in a bad horror movie, I turned around once more. And I remember him." So again, wait, come back. It's like the same thing with him and fucking Serena Williams. And he's like, he keeps trying to like touch her and kiss her, even when she's like, "No, I'm breaking up with you." "Wait," he begged. Slowly, like in a bad horror movie, I turned around once more. And I remember first noticing him wearing an Oxford shirt and holding a fistful of cocktail sauce smothered shrimp. He popped one down his throat and then another, the red sauce collecting like so much baby's blood at the corner of his smirking mouth before dribbling down his front and glistening and settling as the glistening stains on his shirt. This A-list schmuck then has the nerve to say, "You have such an interesting look. What ethnicity are you?" And this is where things crossed over from merely disturbing to downright horrific. That was the exact moment I noticed what was either a tiny gnarled doggy toy or this adult man's penis being stroked by his own stubby hand. He was masturbating right there with shrimp in one hand and me standing in front of him. Masturbating. I'm not even kidding. So this is a story that Olivia Munn told about Brett Ratner. He was jerking off in front of her, in her, like alone in her, what was it, her trailer or her dressing room? Yeah, trailer. This is a Brett Ratner story. Now, this is in 2011. Pretty disturbing stuff. Brett Ratner holding a tiny little piece of shrimp, and then also in his other hand holding food. I don't know. I'm trying to make a joke there. I don't think that really worked. But actually, it didn't really matter. Okay, this was 2011. Okay, Me Too hadn't happened yet, and we didn't really care about this. And so here's an article from thesuperficial.com that I found called "Brett Ratner Banged Olivia Munn." This was their response, and so they go into what Brett Ratner said here. On Thursday, Ratner came clean, saying that he was that bigwig director, but denied ever having such glistening hands. Here's what Ratner's statement was. And remember what I said. This guy is the world's biggest douchebag. This is the platonic ideal of a douchebag. When you hear the word douchebag, think of Brett Ratner. Here's what he said. "Yeah, I used to date Olivia Munn, I'll be honest with everyone here. Back when she was Lisa. She wasn't Asian back then." She wasn't Asian back then. "She was hanging out on my set of After the Sunset. I banged her a few times, but I forgot her. Because she changed her name. I didn't know it was the same person. So when she auditioned for me for a TV show, I forgot her. She got pissed off. So she made up all these stories about me eating shrimp and masturbating in my trailer. And she talked about my shortcomings." Yeah. Anyway, I think that's pretty rough. It's so, you notice this all the time when you're reading old stuff about, and this is the Huffington Post gave an article that's pretty similar. But what a fucking dickhead. "Yeah, she wasn't Asian back then. Her name was Lisa." It's like, okay, Asian people can be named Lisa, dude. That's crazy. Don't you listen to Blackpink? Oh, it's 2011. Anyway, okay, so that was a sex scandal, but it didn't really hit. It didn't really affect his life at all. This was before we cared about that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, there you go. Shrimp on the left, shrimp on the right. I think is that's what I should have done. Double fisting gnarled shrimp. All right. This is the. Oh wait, what happened to my other stuff? Oh no, I thought I had more things to go over. I mean, I do have more things. Where did they go? Okay. Oh no, this part I do need to. Hang on. I do need to show you guys this. here's my friggin' notes. 1 second. Where did we go for that? The Ratner Files. All right, going through all these. All right. So, this is going to be a little bit of a detour, but it's fucking crazy. So, stay with me on this, guys. So, in 2013, fucking movie 43, he does a segment in that. One of the worst comedy movies ever made. Moving on, literally. Moving on. 2012 to 2013. Ratner forms Rat Pack Entertainment with Australian, let's call him for now, businessman James Packer, and then it emerges with Steve Mnuchin's company Dune to form Rat Pack Dune. Remember, you guys know Steve Mnuchin, right? Steve Mnuchin? This motherfucker. So funny that his name is Mnuchin and he doesn't have one. A chin, I mean. Steve Mnuchin. Remember seeing this weird fucking looking guy around all the time? He was Treasury Secretary for Donald Trump. For Trump 1. Total piece of shit. And before that, he was like a fucking, evil, whatever, like, investment banker, film producer guy. And he formed a fucking company with Brett Ratner, was like close business partners with him. I mean, I'm showing a lot of the stuff that he's directed, but where he became rich was like producing movies. Aside from Rush Hour, he didn't really have hits. I guess X-Men 3 was a hit because people expected it to be good. I mean, you can make a bad movie can be a hit too. Anyway, doesn't matter. So they formed Rat Pack Entertainment. Now, Mnuchin, like, that's a whole other can of worms. Just a crazy fucking Trump connection there. But I want to talk about Rat Pack Entertainment, the thing that this is a movie production company he formed with Australian businessman James Packer, who I did not know existed before I did this research, but is kind of a crazy guy. So we're going to do a little aside on Packer. I got lots of pictures of the guy because I think he looks very funny. The way he looks is hilarious to me, and I had to include a lot of photos of this, human thumb. I guess that thumbs are human, but like a anthropomorphized thumb. If the thumb had been granted a wish from a fairy to be turned human, this is what this guy fucking looks like. But he is a billionaire, media, he's a casino hotel guy. He's kind of like an Australian Trump kind of character. His dad was a famous, rich billionaire media mogul. What was his name? Kerry Packer. His grandfather was Australian media proprietor Sir Frank Packer. This guy's old money. This guy's old Australia money. Now, funnily enough, where is it? Where is it? Here it is. 1995, we have an old fucking newspaper clipping that I tried to find on newspapers.com, but I could not. This clipping is gone, and I can't figure out where it was. And actually, I did find it on newspapers.com, but I don't have a subscription, so they wouldn't let me look at it. But old newspaper clipping from 1995, one of the most coveted Christmas invitations in Sydney, Australia. Yeah, I don't know. I can't quite do an Australian accent. And I can't quite. I can't at all. I just feel like I'm just kind of like guessing what their fucking vowel sounds are. But I'll try. I'll give it one more try. One of the most coveted Christmas invitations in Sydney was last night's proposed harbour cruise on a 100-foot yacht organised by trucking magnate Lindsay Fox. This might have something to do. Now I'm going Cockney. I'm going to stop. This might have something to do with the guests of honor, Ghislaine Maxwell, the beautiful, feisty 34-year-old daughter of the late disgraced media baron Robert Maxwell, and her millionaire American beau, Jeffrey Epstein, a property developer who is given to zipping around Manhattan in a Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit with a bunch of fucking 15-year-olds in the back. blah, 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 blah. Among those invited on last night's cruise were James Packer and his new girlfriend, Denny Hines. Okay, so this guy was hanging out with Epstein and Ghislaine in 1995. That's a concerning time to be hanging out with them, the 90s. Just say all the vowels. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. Kudos. Nair. It's like they sort of sound like, you know, those little things that you dump over and it makes like a little. So I feel when I try to speak Australian. Australian. Skewed a little eyes. Thank you. All right, we're going back to my notes here. So he partied with Epstein and Ghislaine in 1985. Here he is with Ratner. Now this is another guy who fucking moved to Israel, and crazy part about that is he's not even Jewish. This dude isn't even Jewish. Packer, I mean, I don't really know what he's, but he's not Jewish. But here he is at the ADL doing some fucking event. And he moved to fucking Israel in 2015. And according to Brett, I have this article here where he, I have this article here where we're going to get to it. Hang on. Yes. In 2015, Ratner claims that Packer, who is not Jewish, had recently become an Israeli citizen and happens to live next door to Benjamin Netanyahu. So this guy, apparently, according to Brett Ratner, lives next to Benjamin Netanyahu, and we actually do know motherfucker is very close to Netanyahu. Oh, here's a picture of him and fucking Brett hanging out. Isn't that beautiful? Look at these guys. 2 peas in a fucking pod. Awesome. The bros. The Rat Pack. Hey, it's the Rat Pack. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, like, can't you just picture this guy with a bunch of fucking shrimp grease on his hand? Anyway, they're gross. It's fine to be gross. It's just not this kind of gross. Oh my God, I forgot about this. Okay, hang on. We'll get more into the Israel Netanyahu stuff later. But get this, guys. Packer was engaged. He dated Mariah Carey and was engaged to her in 2016. Mariah Carey, who, as I'll remind you, had, a dozen music videos directed by none other than the rat himself, Brett Ratner. What the fuck? Oh, you found it? Oh, hell yeah. It's in the pipe? In the pipe is in the... Oh my God. Yes, you're the savior. Okay. Before I get too mad about Packer dating Mariah, let's go back in time to like a half hour ago when I was mad about Brett Ratner dating Serena Williams. All right, here we go.
Family presents an all-new Venus and Serena for real.
Yeah,
Wait, oh my God, Stubbins. This is you? Oh my God. So you actually, that's so funny. So you dug up the actual episode this is from and like edited it together and uploaded it during the stream? Oh my God. Dude, you are the fucking MVP right now. That's crazy that you did that. That's amazing. I mean, sorry. It's great. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. No, you know what? Like you've said before, like you're good at finding shit, and this is evidence of that. Well done. Well done. All right. Okay. Hang on. We got to just appreciate this. That's so awesome that you did that. All right. Okay. I'm so glad you did that. Thank you so much. I thought you were going to be able to find it like just somewhere, but it's not up anywhere, is it? Like it, right? Like it's gone. But okay. Well done. Well done. And I can't believe how fast you did that. All right, here we go.
Now, ABC Family presents an all-new Venus and Serena for real.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, can you guys read that? It's very small. He's talking to his fucking girlfriend. Do you play tennis anymore, or are you just a celebrity? He says to her. His girlfriend.
No, I was gonna play, but Zena didn't want me to because she didn't want me. Zena, the captain.
Why?
Because it would be bad for her. She didn't want me to jeopardize my future this year.
With your ankle?
Yeah. Brett and I have been dating for a while, but it's kind of hard because we live so far apart that we hardly.
There's a bunch of clips where he like tries to like touch her and she's kind of like leaning away, like that one.
No, I've been dating for a while, but it's kind of hard because we live so far apart that we hardly ever get to see each other. What are you doing in New York for 7 days?
Hanging out with Puffy and Jay-Z and JD.
I was hanging out with Puffy, aka Diddy. Called him Puffy at that period of time. He's had many names.
Look
at it, give me some love. Show me that you care. He's like touching her, trying to get her to touch him. He's like grabbing her hands. Kind of similar to how Olivia Munn said he acted. In his fucking whiny boyfriend voice. No, give me some love. No, you care about me.
You care about me? You wanted to be in New York for 7 days.
Williams has got talents on the run.
Barrett, can you stop just can you watch my sister play, please? You're being very disturbing. I've been home for 3 weeks, and I've asked you nicely and kindly not to come for 24 hours. You'd come on Saturday and you'd leave on Sunday, and I'm sorry, but that's just not enough for me. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I can understand 2 months, but it's been since July.
It's for old Williams. She's starting to look like her old self.
Let's go, Venus!
Sexy legs! Sexy legs!
Killer!
I knew I remembered him yelling sexy legs at Venus more than once. I'm glad to have that validated. He's on a reality show, so he's mic'd up. I don't know. He's not really acting like he knows he's being recorded, but he is just kind of a fucking sleazy guy. You know? Like, even when, like, anyway. Yeah, sleazy motherfucker.
How do you want to be my girlfriend?
I don't want to be. I want to see other people. Like you.
We have an open relationship?
No, we don't have a relationship. It's too bad. Didn't work.
So, okay. You know what? I'm remembering. He did know he was being recorded. He sort of comments on it in a second. But he goes, right there, she goes, I don't think we should see each other. He's like, you want an open relationship?
Other people. Like you.
We have an open relationship?
No. You want open? She's breaking up with him? He's like...
Sexy legs!
Killer!
How do you want to be my girlfriend?
I don't want to be. I want to see other people.
I think he's probably trying to talk quietly enough that, the mic can't pick him up.
Like you.
We have an open relationship?
No, we don't have a relationship. It's too bad it didn't work out between us.
Is this the breakup episode?
Now he talks to his regular. Is this the breakup episode? Goes in for a kiss.
They don't do this on Nick and Jessica's show. Do they kiss on that show?
Still trying to...
No, I don't watch it too much.
Match point.
Anyway, yeah, like, I'm sorry to put you guys through that, and I know that me like pausing it again and again was crazy, but I couldn't live with myself if you guys only heard the like 1 paragraph long description of that. This aired in 2005. It resurfaced later. But yeah, fucking piece of shit guy. Like I feel like I've made the case, right? Like I've made the case at this point. Brett Ratner, world's biggest douchebag. I have been like this guy's #1 hater for fucking years, I feel like. Anyway, again though, fucking round of applause for Stubbins. Stubbins, you are the king. Oh, it was contiguous like that in the episode. I edited to keep the ABC Family intro. Okay. Yo, well done, man. You should tweet that. Tweet this out, because like Ratner's in the news again, and with like the Melania Trump documentary and shit. Like that clip doesn't exist anymore online. This is lost media, So you clip that. That would be a fucking, yeah. I would retweet that for sure. Okay. Anyway, all right. So that was a little rewind back to 2005, and now we're fast forwarding again. Where were we? Where were we? Tower heist. Oh wait, no, sorry. Yes. Now we're Packer, another guy who in this fucking circle who dated an upsettingly hot and successful woman. So he dates her. They break up in 2016, and Packer said that their breakup was the darkest period of his life. Oh, I wanted to go back to something the Goblin Queen said. You remember this? Because I didn't know. I did not even know who Packer was, but apparently, like, this was like a big thing in the gossip columns because they had a very, like, I don't know, like, luxurious, expensive life. Like, they're both rich as fuck. Mariah Carey, maybe it's like under fucking played how much money she has just on her own, but she's like fucking like, I don't know, she has like almost not quite Taylor Swift money, but she's got a fucking lot of fucking money. Mariah Carey net worth $350 million. Crazy amount of money. That having this barely happens anymore, but she wrote a song that became a new like Christmas carol. That's money. That's how you get that's how you make millions of fucking $350 million from music. That's fucking crazy. Like nobody gets that rich off music. Like she's not like fucking, like Jay-Z or like whoever, like Dr. Dre or, all these guys that are like making headphones or like vitamin water and like doing all these other like crystal businesses. Like she's making her money from music. Which, all right, that's cool. I have a horrible memory for anything not gossip related. Luckily I can remember the important stuff. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. All right. Okay. Moving on here. I just had to put that in here. I don't really have anything to say about it. I do think probably Ratner had something to do with them meeting, right? But all that aside, moving on. 2018. So this fucking guy. Okay, so look at this picture. So here's on the right here. That is. Can anyone read Hebrew? That is Packer on the right. Sitting next to him. Anyone recognize this little smiling cherubic individual over here? This is Netanyahu's fucking incel, like white nationalist Nazi son. What's his fucking name? I want to say Jair Netanyahu. That's not right. Hang on. This article I know has it. Oh, and then over here, I forgot to mention Bibi himself. Netanyahu himself. Now, James Packer, a non-Jewish guy who lives in Israel next door to Netanyahu and hangs out with his son all the time. He is hit with a massive corruption charge for bribing Netanyahu with $380,000 in gifts over 10 years. Case 100, which is also known as Cigars and Champagne, revolves around alleged bribery and paying for favors. Packer, along with Hollywood producer and former Mossad secret Israeli agent Arnon Milchan, are alleged to be those behind the payments. And they didn't even deny it. Netanyahu didn't even deny it. Hang on. It's now up to the country's attorney general, blah, 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 blah. Yair. Oh, okay. Yair. I knew it was something like Jair, but I was like, that's Bolsonaro. That's the other evil fucking, like fascist country leader. And when I say that Yair is a white supremacist Nazi, like the dude shares like, on his like Twitter was sharing like racist 4chan memes. Like it's not an exaggeration to call him that. Anyway, Yair. Yeah. You got it. I gotta look at the chat more often. All right. It's now to the country's attorney general, Avichai Mandelblit. That's a fun name. Okay, but no. I wanted to read a specific part of this. Oh, you know what? I actually copied and pasted it into my notes here. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is in trouble, and it partly stems from his close relationship with Australia's most recognizable billionaire, James Packer. Actually, you know what? let me read it on this side, and then you guys can just look at the picture of these guys all hanging out. The country's second longest serving prime minister is facing potential charges of fraud, bribery, breach of trust. They accuse him. Okay, read all this stuff. Cigars and champagne. $300,000 US. Oh, it was 380,000, I guess, shekels, Israeli money. Netanyahu does not deny accepting these gifts, but refutes allegations that he granted them any favors. He's like, no, they just gave me money and cigars and stuff. Milchan's personal assistant, Hadass Klein, told Israeli police in November that there was an understanding that Arnon's the Mossad guy who worked with Packer on this. There was an understanding that Arnon had to supply the Netanyahu couple with whatever they wanted. The cigars were requested by Netanyahu personally. The prime minister alleges that pink champagne and expensive jewelry requested by Netanyahu's wife, Sarah, were tokens of good friendship with Milchan. Crazy, okay, but like, I mean, it's crazy to be involved in like a big corruption scandal like this. Crazier still for it to be in Israel. You know, I mean, like, obviously, like, it didn't affect anything. It's not like this scandal of government corruption was ended up bringing Netanyahu down. Like, he was the longest serving Israeli prime minister in 2015. Or wait, no, this was before that. When was it? Oh, 2018. Oh, you know what? Fuck, I'm going out of order here a little bit. But 2018, he was already longest serving. Still there now. Will be there for a long time, I'm guessing. Arnon Milchan produced the Oliver Stone JFK. What? That's crazy. That's crazy news. I will say, I do think it's kind of funny. Like, I wonder if there's any conspiracy theorists out there who are concerned about the foreign influence of Australia on Israel because of people like Packer. I feel like that's like a little bit. This corruption scandal is crazy. It really feels like you're living in fucking bizarro world here. What is this? Opposite day? The Australians control the Israeli government? What? Anyway, it's billionaires. It's billionaires. Billionaires are bad, guys. We shouldn't have these things. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of that. Moving on. Okay, so these ones were all, all the stuff so far about Packer is kind of fun. This one is not. This one's not fun, so I saved it for last. Here's another fun picture of the guy for you, just to tide you over. In 2019, texts leaked from 2014. So this 2019 it happened, but the texts were from 2014. And this happened because there was a young woman, an aspiring actress named Charlotte Kirk, who had she had signed something like an NDA or something like that. Hang on. There had been a long legal process, and she had a, what do you call it? Hush agreement? Gag order. And in 2019, her lawyers filed a petition for her to be able to violate this gag order that was put on her about this case, where she was essentially trafficked, I think we can say, non-consensually, from Packer to the fucking owner of the CEO of Warner Brothers, Kevin Sugihara. Remember, at the time, this guy is a Hollywood super producer for Rat Pack with Steve Mnuchin and Brett Ratner. Okay, and I'll read you what the allegations are here. This is a quote from this Hollywood Reporter article. Packer invited Kirk, a 21-year-old autistic woman with a fledgling acting career, to the hotel's presidential suite with the promise of the opportunity. So it's horrible texting spelling, but so Packer says, the opportunity of a lifetime for you and an introduction to the most important man you can meet, who turned out to be Sugihara. According to the texts, Packer let her in, but somehow the two became separated. Classic fucking story, right? Like this happens a lot in Hollywood, where like there's fucking like, I believe this is what what's her name talks about how she met Epstein. Her friend brought her over. This is Suzanne Urcha Johnson. Her friend brought her over to meet Epstein when she was like 17, 18 years old. Big difference, I know, but I forget how old. brought her over, and then left. And it was just Epstein and her alone. This is like a fucking like move to facilitate rape, basically. But anyway, so he does this. He brings her over to Tsujihara and then leaves. And then Kirk, while she's there, she's texting Packer, being like, "What the fuck? Where are you?" And she goes, he's not very nice, very pushy. These are 3 different texts. He's not very nice, very pushy. He just wants to fuck, nothing else. Does not even want to say anything. In the final exchange of the night, Kirk appeared to grow more alarmed, writing, "James?" ? Exclamation mark. Packer replied, "You okay? You? Letter U, letter O, letter K, and then be cool." So that's what we got. That's what this scandal was about. And you know, this doesn't specifically involve Brett Ratner, but I will say he was also served during this petition to violate the gag order. You'll notice they were all served at the same time. Just film producer Brett Ratner, Warner Brothers chief Tsujihara. So the 3 guys that were served in this case were Packer, who we know was involved as like the fucking piece of shit, like, you know, like Hollywood producer who's like trying to whatever give a young woman who wants to be a famous, give her body to a whatever, like Warner Brothers CEO, possibly in exchange for like favors to him and his production company. It also involved Tsujihara, also served, who was the rapist himself. And Brett Ratner was also served with papers. Why? We don't know. We don't know what, if anything, he had to do with it. But I don't know. Yeah. Go Sakyamada, says Ashley, Jamaican Goblin. Anyway, yeah. So that was our little detour here into this fucking guy. And you know what? I didn't even scratch the surface. This is the tip of the iceberg. There's also a bunch of shit with money laundering and, you know, but like typical fucking corruption stuff. But I'm trying to give you a brief overview here of this guy and his connection to Brett. But moving on, we've got to talk about 2014's Hercules. Do you remember that this happened? Does anyone remember this? There was a movie directed by Brett Ratner in 2014. It was called Hercules, and it starred Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It was very bad. And that's about all I have to say about it. A Brett Ratner film. Guy's fucking putting his name on movie posters. Like he's the draw. Oh, this is the guy that made fucking Tower Heist? Anyway. Now we're back to these. Here we go. Here is 2014. Brett Ratner and Irina Shayk. I'm guessing this is another model. I don't know. Well, let's look her up. Maybe she's more than a model. Irina Shayk. Who's this? Russian fashion model. Yeah. You know, this is what I'm saying. Like I always say this. You can't trust anyone in the modeling industry. And Brett seems to be like a bridge between modeling world and Hollywood or whatever, music videos. Can't trust anybody in that industry. I mean, the models, maybe, some of them. But the fucking modeling agency, the agents, the scouts, the whatever, all of them are like predators and human traffickers. Irredeemable agency. The whole thing, we got to burn it all down. All right? It's done. All right? And here is another picture. Now this one I know is a model. Miranda Kerr, who is an Australian, okay, Australia, Packer maybe connection, Victoria's Secret angel, okay? Then we got the Les Wexner connection. I actually don't know. Do Brett Ratner and Les Wexner, did they have any whatever connection here? Let's see. Brett Ratner, Les Wexner. Let's see. Did they ever know each other? Wexner, Epstein list scene, birthday book, Les Wexner, Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't see anything here. Okay, whatever. Okay, sorry. I guess not. Let's move on to the Vanity Fair Oscar party in. Oh, that's where this is. Sorry, that's the Vanity Fair Oscar party as well. Here is. Now you recognize this guy, Brett Ratner, of course, and then on the other side, the human thumb himself, James Packer, so billionaire, and in the middle, Lawrence Ho, another billionaire. And this is at the Studio City opening in Macau, China. Who's Lawrence Ho? What kind of billionaire is he? A Canadian businessman. Oh, maybe this is the Canadian guy from the Epstein list. I don't know. Hey, listen, we got a lot of billionaires. Could be anybody. An investment banker at Jardine Fleming and Citibank. Took over operations at Melco International. Don't know what that is. Now I see where the fucking Packer connection is. He refocused the company Melco International on leisure and entertainment, building and operating casino resorts in Macau. Macau, the Philippines, and Cyprus. Now that is Packer's industry. That's what Packer does. One of those massive like hotels / casinos. Also what Trump does. A lot of dudes that own hotel shit get involved in like fucking sleazy like gang shit or mob shit, but also like sexual blackmail, right? Like a lot of hotel owners fucking do that shit. They can whatever. They have all these rich diplomats and famous celebrities come stay over. They could have put cameras in the walls, right? Anyway, I don't know. I'm literally just reading about this guy and I'm going full Whitney Webb on you. That's not fair. Maybe he's nice. Maybe he's cool and he runs a fucking line of casinos and he's actually a really good guy. And he's a billionaire and he's actually really sweet and nice. And his friends all think he's very thoughtful and engaging person to know. 100%. Like, not even a fair comparison. Like, Michael Bay, the guy makes trash as well, but there's heart to it. All right? It's what he does is fundamentally like different than what Brett Ratner shits out, the slop he makes. Michael Bay has a vision, at least. I don't particularly like it, but all right, and now guess who we got here? Hang on, I'm trying to zoom out, but it's not letting me. There we go. All right, next photo. Oh, I got to refresh the page. Hang on. These pictures were all working earlier. Boop. Where were we? Here we go, and there it is. Now we're looking at Brett Ratner on the right, Mariah Carey on the left. This is in 2016. And this is at a Rat Pack Entertainment event. In the middle there, this is the UN Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon. That's who it is there. What the fuck? Like, see what I mean? Like, this guy, the dude can't make a fucking film. Terrible director, terrible person, physically repulsive, like personality-wise, even more repulsive. Garbage human being, and it's clear from like 10 seconds of being in a room with him. But he has a talent. He has a real skill for cozying up to rich guys. This is what he thought. Rich guys love him. I don't know what it is about him. Because I find him unbearable. Anyway, so yeah, this is at a Rat Pack event. Mariah Carey's there. All right, sure. Moving on. Here he is. This is at a movie premiere in 2017. And 2017, what movie did he make in 2017? Did he make a movie in 2017? Hercules 2014. That was a bomb. Nobody fucking saw that shit. He directed a Mariah Carey music video in 2015. No, nothing. Yeah, he didn't direct anything in 2017. The last thing he directed was 2015. And then there's a big gap, you'll notice, right? Huge gap. And then in 2026, we're going to get his next movie. Fans who were waiting with bated breath after fucking, Mariah Carey movie. Oh, and Breakthrough, he didn't even direct it. He was just attached. So at one point they thought about having him direct. That doesn't seem like he actually did. Anyway, whatever. But the last thing he did before this was a fucking American Express commercial. All right. So why the gap? Well, 2017, something happened. I think you guys might know where I'm heading with this. There's been a lot of little spoilers throughout. But 2017 is when Me Too happened. And all of a sudden, stuff like the stuff that, to use a very obvious example, I think, the shit Olivia Munn said in 2011 that no one really cared about, and people were writing jokey headlines like, Brett Ratner totally banged Olivia Munn. Like, people didn't really care about that. And then Me Too happened, Weinstein happened, another guy with connections to Epstein. All of this shit went down, right? And Brett Ratner, oh my God, it's always the people you'd never expect, is accused of sexual misconduct, rape. I think, what article did I have prepared for this? All right, yeah, LA Times. Let's start here. 7, was it? 6 women accused filmmaker Brett Ratner of sexual harassment or misconduct. LA Times. This is like one of those pieces. Like, this is like these journalistic pieces where they'd been working on it for a while. The journalists had collected these stories from all these women, fact-checked it, and blah, 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 blah. And then they come out with this article. A lot of work goes into shit like this. Like there's one of these for Louis C.K. There's one of these for, like the fucking, what's his name? Ronan Farrow's work on Weinstein. Like this is like one of those. Which character is Epstein in Eyes Wide Shut? Kind of Tom Cruise, because he's not rich. And then he starts hanging out. Oh, no, not him. Maybe the piano player? Epstein did play piano. He was an outsider to that world who managed to get in, is what I'm saying. Anyway, that's a good question. I should watch that movie again. He's the bed. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get into this. I don't know if he reached out or something, but I have the thing you're talking about. Maybe you can explain it to me because I don't know if I totally get it. But all right, so they go over all these things. There are rape accusations here. There are like all kinds of things. They also interview Olivia Munn for this. She gets Brian Singer. No, sorry, Brian Singer. Wait, who's Singer? Sorry, wait. I was on a roll and now I'm scrolling and I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, these are not like the headline sexual harassment or misconduct, but these are rape accusations. I think. I don't know. I mean, forcing someone to perform oral sex, that's rape, right? Or is that just sexual assault? Jerking off in front of people. I've represented Mr. Ratner for 2 decades. No woman has ever made a claim against him for sexual misconduct or sexual harassment. Furthermore, no woman has ever requested or received any financial settlement from my client. Oh my God, I didn't even know about this. So, Olivia Munn wrote her book. And then on a television show a year later, Ratner, like in Olivia Munn's book, she doesn't say what director she's talking about. And then Brett Ratner on a this is how different things were in 2011. Ratner was the guy who said, yeah, that was me. Yeah, it was me. He comes out and he identifies himself as a director. And he was like, yeah, I banged her. Like we read that quote earlier. He goes, yeah, I banged her. And then I didn't know this part. Something he later said was not true. So he did lie about that. He didn't even keep that. So he gets accused of sexual assault. And he's like, yeah, that was me. I banged her. What are you going to say? And then Olivia was like, no, you didn't. We never had sex. You just jerked off in front of me, like without my consent. And then later on, he's like, yeah, she's right. I didn't bang her. But like, it's like, this guy's a fucking douchebag. This guy is the worst. This guy is the worst fucking like frat bro, like rapist, like in like comprehensively successful person on earth. Anyway, yeah. In this, Ratner, 48, has long flaunted his playboy persona, bragging publicly about his sexual prowess. He's been romantically linked to Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, and Mariah Carey. Oh, I didn't know he also dated Mariah Carey. Okay. In December, Tina Fey, speaking at the Hollywood Reporter's annual Women in Entertainment breakfast, cracked, Brett Ratner is here. In his defense, he thought this was a thing where you could eat breakfast off of 100 women. That's actually pretty funny. I don't know why I did the sarcastic thing. Palled around with Robert Evans. We had that photo of him there, cocaine trafficker. This was one of his fucking lines. He's like, somebody's like, "Did you do rehearsals?" He's like, "Rehearsals for F-slur, slur for gay people," and that was one of his minor scandals. Anyway, yeah, Rat Pack. They go into a lot of this stuff. We don't need to get into it, but you get the idea. He gets Me Too'd, and he's done. He's done in Hollywood, because we used to during the Me Too era, people were kind of done. And a lot of people were kind of upset by that, right? Like a lot of powerful men behind the scenes were seeing this shit happen and be like, yo, what? Like, oh, that's a good point, actually, Mark. What Ratner said didn't even make sense. How is Olivia Munn trying to embarrass him if she didn't even name him? Yeah, she like in her book, she's like, a director. And then he's like, yeah, that's not me. But no, he was like, that's me. And she's trying to embarrass. It's like, no, you embarrassed yourself, bro. Like, what the fuck? But people still took his side. Like, again, this headline, Brett Ratner banged Olivia Munn. And it's like, come on, guys. Like, think about this for a second. Okay. Now, I do want to show you this. Here it is. So this is a exchange between Epstein. This is from the J Mails. Can you guys see this? And I don't know if I have the entire exchange. But this is in 2017. Reed Weingarten is Epstein's lawyer and also like his personal friend. Like they were more than just, lawyer and client. They used to talk a lot. And they talked a lot about politics, especially after Trump's election. Like you can see in this chain here, don't snicker, make fun, or call me a liberal douchebag, says Reed Weingarten. We are approaching public good versus evil in a fundamental way. Talking about Donald Trump. This fucking Jmail has got to fix this. It makes it so confusing to read. Like, sometimes Weingarten's email thing is red and sometimes it's blue. Like, it should all be the same color so I know who's talking. Anyway, whatever. They've done a lot of good work, the Jmail people, but like, Anyway, maybe even like get a picture of the guy. Get a little picture, a little icon so you can sell. Oh, that would be great. Listen, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, coders over at Jmail, but like a lot of people are using this, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. So they're talking about like politics, blah, 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 blah. And, how they're talking about the Mueller report. God, I remember this. And now here's Epstein talking. And it looks like maybe we're missing some things here. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, whatever. Weingarten's in town. So it seems, I'm not sure what they're talking about here. Okay, Mark, maybe you know, because you were mentioning earlier something that I didn't get from this. Moving on here. So I don't know what they're talking about here, but it seems like they're talking about people getting Me Too'd. Because then look at this. On November 1st, Reed says, Charlie Rose is next. No. It could be that they're like, he's about to watch a Charlie Rose episode. But no, I think he is talking about people getting Me Too'd, people getting canceled, right? Epstein messages him, number, I have a truly funny one. I think he's saying like, what's your number so I can call you maybe? I don't know. Notice the date of the email. What? I don't know what they're talking about. Number? And then finally, on November 1st, 10 a.m., Epstein goes, Brett Ratner now. Oi. See that? And I got to draw your attention to two things here. The date, November 1st, 2017, 10 a.m. Brett Ratner now. Oi. And again, November 1st, 2017, 10 a.m. And that LA Times article that we just looked at. Oh, no, I don't want to do this. Okay. When was this published? November 1st, 2017, 5 a.m. So I think when they're like, Charlie Rose is next, Brett Ratner now, they're talking about people getting canceled. They're talking about people getting Me Too. They're talking about their friends, powerful men. You know, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Now, this is when Brett Ratner's life enters a dark period. This is the dark ages on his IMDb profile. He didn't do anything for a long ass time. He does not do anything, okay, for a long time. And then, oh, hang on a minute there. Shoot, I knew I was forgetting to get something ready. Hang on, I do have this. You know what? I'll just Google it. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself, not making any sense. Shower for Trump. Hilarious fucking article. Okay, I do. So like, oh, you know what? Okay. So he gets, so as soon as, oh wait, you know what? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I almost forgot to mention the inevitable part. The inevitable thing that happens. In 2023, Ratner moves to Israel. Now look at this fucking rogues gallery, all right? We got Brett Ratner, Alan Dershowitz, Netanyahu, and Mrs. Netanyahu wearing a, looks like a silver chain necklace that may have been purchased for her by her neighbor, the Australian businessman, James Packer. Look at this. And now, apparently Ratner in Israel is like close personal friends with Netanyahu, and they hang out all the time. Yeah, I don't even, what the fuck do you do with that? So yes, disgraced Hollywood director Brett Ratner, accused of rape and sexual misconduct, immigrates to Israel. So now he gets to live in Israel along with his best friend and business partner, Andrew Packer, the guy who directed the other two X-Men movies before The Last Stand, Bryan Singer, also a pedophile, rapist. Like, so nuts. And this is from his fucking Instagram. And look at what he says. Whatever your political predispositions are, a historic peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia is good for the world. Okay, yeah. It's good that the two worst countries, like the two most evil fucking regimes on earth, are working together. Related article. Israel becoming a refuge for pedophiles. Yeah. Yeah, more photos. I don't know who this is. This is from Haaretz, an Israeli newspaper. I'm not sure who this guy is on the right. Anybody recognize this? Maybe an Israeli celebrity or something? It looks like he's got a picture of his Israeli passport here. And to be fair, like, well, I mean, I don't know if this is to be fair, but like Ratner didn't just move to, it's not as weird as Packer moving to Israel. Ratner did at least partially grow up in Israel. I think he went to high school in Israel. Let me double check that. I don't want to, I don't know. I don't want to be telling any tales out of school here. But I believe he partially at least grew up in Israel. See, there's a big part of his early life that I would be so curious to understand. Oh my God, Ratner's mother was 16 when he was born? Jesus Christ. His mother was born in Cuba, immigrated to the U.S. in the 1960s with her parents. What? That's interesting. Ronald Ratner. Okay, he didn't know his biological father, considers Alvin Malnick, a lawyer and businessman with alleged organized crime ties who opened the restaurant The Forge in Miami Beach, to be his father, the one who raised him. Whoa, okay, Jesus Christ. So he is... Okay, you know what? I really should have done that. I really should have looked this up. That's interesting. He attended Rabbi Alexander S. Gross Hebrew Academy Elementary School and attended Alexander Muss High School in Israel. That's funny. The name, I'm like, why is the whole thing like blue? No, the name of the school has in Israel at the end. No, it is in Israel. That's weird. High school, it's a high school. Is this in Israel too? No, that's in Miami Beach. Okay, so he went to like a Hebrew academy, I guess, elementary school, and then moved to Israel for high school. He was an extra on the set of Scarface while growing up in Miami Beach. What the fuck? His mother and biological father married. Oh, that's weird. They weren't together, but they married with the intention of legitimizing his status. Huh. Okay. That's so interesting. Yeah, he had a student film that was like good and was promising, and the rap group Public Enemy attended the film's premiere, asked Ratner to make the group's music videos. That's apparently how he got into it. And I know his girlfriend or wife at the time, what was her name? Gay something, was in that. Anyway, I do think that there's a modeling connection here. I'm getting that vibe, but maybe it's just like overall I get a bad vibe from this guy that I assume he's like basically a human trafficker. When I say he's like in the modeling world, that's what I'm implying. But I don't know. Anyway, fucking who knows? Yeah, I bet his adopted dad knows the second shooter in Dealey Plaza. Yeah, it's Ted Cruz's dad. Yeah, organized crime, anti-Castro Cubans, like. This is like, I mean, I don't want to make any like wild accusations here, but if you wanted to go real tinfoil hat with this guy, you certainly could make the case that he has some very real, like, 60s CIA, like, clandestine operations, Israeli fucking, Mossad, deep, dark, fucking, glowy shit. But I don't know. I really don't know. There's a lot I wish I knew about him. Because I do find him a fascinating asshole. Just like basically an openly bad person who like nonetheless was very successful. Anyway, so okay, that was a little bit of a tangent there. I do think that so yes, he gets the announcement basically as soon as Trump wins. Let's look this up. As soon as Trump wins, I am getting to the thing I teased at the beginning, the blackmail material that Epstein had on him. That is coming. But I do also want to say, Ratner, when was it announced that the Melania Trump documentary was coming out? I believe, if memory serves, maybe the Wikipedia page will have it. When like this movie was announced, okay, the 20 days before her husband Donald Trump's second presidential inauguration. So when did Brett Ratner come on board? In January 2025. Wait. Oh my God, that's so fucking stupid. Okay, so basically, like, it was announced after Trump had won the election in January 2025, probably like after Trump had been inaugurated, right? Oh, January 5th. Okay, so like around the day of the inauguration, like Trump gets inaugurated and they say, And by the way, Brett Ratner has been directing a movie about Melania, and it just finished filming today. Like, that's when they made the announcement. And he directed it, his first movie in fucking a decade. He directed it. The movie started production 20 days before inauguration. It's a document. That's why it says in the fucking. No, not this one. This one. Wait, we got it here.
Here we go again.
Witness. Okay. History.
Beautiful.
In the making.
Together with like-minded leaders, we have a voice.
First of all, you're not a leader. And second of all, like, you barely say anything.
Is it
20 days?
Safe?
It is safe.
To become first lady. So this is like, I'm sorry. This is not fucking history being made. Like, I assumed it was like the inauguration is the 20th? Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking Jan 6th, I guess. But like, okay, so is that it then? So if it's on the 20th, then it was just filmed over the month of January. So they made the announcements 5 days into the production. So it's like, it's just not interesting because it's like, I thought it was going to be about the fucking lead up to the election. Like, that would have been interesting to have a fly on the wall, like somebody with a camera recording, like, even if it's not Donald Trump, like Melania Trump. That would be an interesting part of her life. But like, he's already won 20 days to become first lady. Like, whatever. She just has to show up. What does she have to do? Like, it's just not. What the fuck is this? Is not history in them anyway. Okay, whatever. They spent, and I got to go back to Wikipedia for this. Amazon MGM announced this January 2025. $40 million to license the film. Amazon based. This is a fucking money laundering operation. This is Amazon bribing. This is fucking Jeff Bezos doing the thing that what's his name Packer did to Netanyahu, just being like, and let me fucking way overpay for a fucking 20-day shoot movie that your wife was in. Like, here's $40 million. That's a crazy amount. That's like a record-breaking amount for documentaries. Insanely much. But any dang ways. Oh yes, January 6th is when the Congress certifies the election. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Brett, okay, I was going to ask you about this, Mark, because you mentioned that he may have reached out to Epstein. Mr. Epstein wrote to one confidant, so many guys caught in the Me Too reaching out to me asking, when does the madness stop? Yeah, I mean, that could be, although I couldn't find any emails from Ratner in Jmail, but I mean, Jmail doesn't have everything, but yeah, I mean, I could see that. Seems like they knew each other. Melania will mark Ratner's first film since numerous women accused him of sexual misconduct in 2017. In December 2025, a month before the documentary was set to be released, an Epstein Files photo was released revealing Ratner posing shirtless with notorious Epstein associate Jean-Luc Brunel. Yes, we know over that. That's this one right here. Ratner and Brunel. All right. Now, that's not the only movie you'll notice in on the IMDb. There's previous movies, all these. Upcoming, we've got Melania. He was the director. And look at this, Rush Hour 4? Rush Hour 4 is in the development unknown. I mean, like, the plot's unknown, but okay. Jackie Chan apparently signed on. Chris Tucker signed on. Both of whom, by the way, have photos with Jeffrey Epstein. But hey, that's neither here nor there. What the fuck is up with that? Well, Trump pushes. This is from 1 month ago. This is from like right before the photo of Ratner came out. Trump pushes studio to make a sequel. This is the fucking president. Should the president be allowed to like push studios to make movies? Push a studio to make a sequel to his favorite buddy cop movie. President reportedly wants to see more action movies being made. All right. Insane. And he goes, so like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And he's pushing who? Larry Ellison, Paramount's owner, the second richest man in the world, you know, the fucking, the guy, Ellison here, So okay, this is what blew my mind, because like Trump is said 79 is said to have personally pressed Ellison to make another installment of the Rush Hour franchise, Brett Ratner's buddy cop movie starring Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. The president reportedly wants to bring back the distant action movies and comedies that took over the film scene from the late 1980s to 1990s. Trump's been open about his love for action movies in the past. 1997 New Yorker profile, blah, blah, blah. He likes the movie Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. But I just find it so crazy that he says, apparently he's saying that this is his favorite buddy cop movie. Because, like, actually in this article it says, yeah, Jackie Chan is, like, very excusable. But like, Donald Trump actually has, like, kind of good taste in movies. All of his other favorite movies are Citizen Kane, incredible movie, not overrated, even though it's like, everyone always says it's the best movie ever. Like, if you haven't seen it, like, watch Citizen Kane. It's fucking good. It holds up. Goodfellas, such a good movie. Such a good movie that Scorsese's just basically been remaking it every other movie. Gone with the Wind, okay, yeah, he's racist. Of course, he likes Gone with the Wind, but, like, you know, Gone with the Wind, you gotta be racist to enjoy it, but it's a good movie. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, possibly the best Western film ever. Like Western being like a massive genre. Like, if you think you're sick of superhero movies, imagine that was like every movie made for like 5 decades. And this is the cream of the crop. So he likes all these movies and Rush Hour. I'm like, no, it's your friend. It's your friend, man. It's your fucking buddy who made a movie about how you're actually a cool guy and stealing from your tower was wrong. Gone with the Wind's kind of shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like lost cause propaganda bullshit, right? But you know, like, that's like one of the most successful movies ever it was one of those movies. A lot of racist movies do this, actually. If you look at the history of cinema, a lot of shit happens with racism. You know, because like American cinema, whatever, like, they got the fucking what was that movie called? Screened in the White House, History Written with Lightning. Ooh, geez. Why am I having a hard time remembering this? It's like on the tip of my tongue. God, like History Written with Lightning. What the fuck? Can I type it in before someone in the chat tells me? Like History Written with Lightning. Birth of a Nation. Fuck, I couldn't remember. But yeah, Birth of a Nation, that was like the biggest fucking movie ever, and it's a pure propaganda piece for the KKK. It, like, that movie alone, yeah, I knew everybody would know. Yeah, Birth of a Nation. Well done, guys. Excuse me. But yeah, that movie alone contributed to a massive resurgence in KKK membership. People saw it and they're like, that's awesome. It was the first movie with sound, right? Is that right? Wait, no. I don't know. Listen, I should know this. I just don't. And that's a quote, by the way, from the U.S. president at the time. It is like history written with lightning and terribly true. A movie about the KKK rising up to protect white women from being raped by black men. Yeah, really bad movie. And this was yeah. Sorry. Why am I having a hard time remembering what I'm doing? Anyway, whatever. But this movie, another one is Gone with the Wind, which we were talking about. They kept bringing them back into theaters years and years after they aired. They would come back. They don't really do that with movies. Like, they don't do that now. They didn't do that back then. But with these racist ones, they did. Kept bringing them back in theaters again and again. So like different generations would go to see these in theater and have like these memories of it. And another one was the Disney film Song of the South, another racist fucking movie, where all three of these movies, they like introduce a new fucking, the Jazz Singer. That was the racist movie I was thinking of. Yeah. But this was a Yeah, Birth of a Nation was before they had sound. It was Woodrow Wilson's days. 1915, yeah, okay. But what was it? It was the first something. Was it the first, like, feature-length movie or something like that? I should have looked this up on Wikipedia. And it's like that title, The Birth of a Nation. Silent film, American silent epic drama film, a landmark of film history, lauded for its technical virtuosity. It was the first non-serial American 12-reel film ever made. Yes. So it's like, it was way longer than any movie had ever been at that point. And like how long was it? 133 to 193 minutes. Wait, why is there a gap? I've never seen this, but I learned a lot about it in film school. Didn't retain it very well. Okay, whatever, guys. This is my worst tangent. We'll cut this part out for the edited clip, because all I really was talking about was how Donald Trump has mostly good taste in movies. Like, all of these are kind of classics. Can't really argue, except for fucking Rush Hour. But yeah, so okay, he's got that. So Brett Ratner, he's got his fucking mojo back. He's making fucking the Melania Trump movie. Here we go again. That's what Brett Ratner said when he got invited back to Hollywood. He's like, "Oh, you want me to do another Rush Hour?"
Here we go again.
Fucking so dramatic for nothing happening. And it's like what the anyway, whatever. Okay. We will move on to that. And finally, we have come to the real meat here, which is that, I've been trying to follow the Epstein Files coming out, all these, I said we'll edit it out, Hot Goblin. Sorry, I should say my fiance Goblin over here, Hot Goblin, will edit it out. But, what was I fucking saying? I can't remember. I was right about, yeah. So I've been going through the Epstein Files, right? And like, I saw the Ratner thing and I was kind of like, oh my God, this fucking guy, of course he's there. But I didn't think too much of it. Okay, he's hugging Brunel. That's crazy. That's not good for him. He's finally trying to have his comeback and this is bad timing. But I actually think there's other stuff that I believe Mark has pointed out to me in the Discord, the Gobcord, that I actually think, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if I'm forgetting something, I think what I'm about to show you guys is the closest thing to actual sexual blackmail that we've seen. So, at Epstein's house, all right, I'm going to take my time with this. Remember when we saw the room, and I just posted a video clip of me talking about this on another stream about Epstein's blackmail room, we called it. Hang on, where was it? There it is. This is the room in Epstein's house where you walk in the door and there's a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress. And then you go in and there's like all these screens that had cameras, all the hidden cameras in Epstein's house. Maria Farmer described it. You go in here, you look at the rooms and it's toilet, bed, toilet, bed. It's bathrooms and bedrooms. That's according to Maria Farmer. We don't have any videos of or photos of these on or where these cameras led. But here's the room. And in that room, there's did I include this part? Oh, perhaps not. Perhaps not. It's also got a framed photo of it. No, I think it's here. Yeah. So in that room, or maybe I'm confused. Maybe I'm confusing this with a different room. This looks like a different room. Okay, sorry. But forget who cares? Somewhere in the house, he's got all these binders, right? So you see all these binders here, and they've all got like labels. Like I don't know if you guys can read it. I don't think you really can. But like some of this stuff says like It's a Walter Cronkite, St. Bart's. And then here's a box here. And this box says, what does it say? Old pictures with different/important people. That's what it has down here. So we know Epstein has all these binders. We know he has these boxes full of photos with important people. And look at what we have frickin' found. Okay, yeah, I'll go back down to this. Oh, man, if I had this queued up, it would have been so slick. I gotta scroll through everything that I've said the last while. All right, here it is. So here is what looks like a page from a binder. Now look at this is fucking weird, but not in like a creepy way, just in like a boomer doesn't understand technology way. Like Epstein, like look at what we've got here. These are like digital camera photos, right? Bad ones, digital camera photos, and it's like each photo is printed out with the digital camera like automatic like file name DSC00798.jpg, and then put it in a fucking sleeve and put it in a binder. Like that's what he kept in these binders. I'm guessing like he could go through this and be like, yes, I'd like to blow up this blurry shot of a plane, or these like lights on the runway. That's DSC 00800. And the O's and zeros look so similar too. Like this would be a nightmare to go through. But all right, so this camera roll, we got a plane arriving somewhere. It looks like the Little Lead Express, but very hard to tell. All right, okay, and then look at this. Oh, it's a show. That's from Epstein's New York mansion. And look, who are these bleeped out people? Who are these bleeped out people? We don't know. We don't know who they are. Oh, there's Epstein. Looks like a girl. Epstein. Girl. Okay, we've got blonde girls sitting on Epstein's couch. And what's this? What's this? Who's this? Both of these faces are blanked out. You see this shit? Look at that. Look, you recognize that? I think you do. I think you know who that is. I think. Could it be this? Could this photo of Ratner and Brunel, like, they didn't have to protect either of these people, but I'm assuming, like, at this point, the FBI isn't going over every page, are they? Like, I assume they just have, like, fucking just get a AI to blank out everyone except for Epstein. Because very funny that they would redact these two guys when we have the full photo. You can use the numbers in the photos to figure out how the camera was. Whoa, really? Wait, can we find out what day this is? Stubens? Because that's one big mystery here. Like, we don't know. And no one knows. Like, at least I didn't know that anyone knew. DSC 01401. Can we get any fucking... What the fuck was it again? DSC 01401. But also, I think some of them are zeros. Wait, what is it? DSC 01401? I don't know. Let's try that. I don't know what I was expecting. I just searched this thing. But what can we find out about it? Stubens? Are you about to become MVP for the second time in one night? Save some stream MVPs for the rest of us. But I don't know. If there's anything you can find out about it from that number, let me know. Because I would be very curious just to find any information. But like, if we can even know when the SD card was formatted, that would be cool. But okay, so there's Ratner, white shirt, white loose shirt. And now look at these photos here. It's Ratner and a girl on a couch. Ratner and a girl on a couch. Epstein, girl, girl on a couch. All right, that's one. Now, okay, first of all, just to show you guys, we know where this is. So can you see? So look at this room, right? Can you see like the like this is a very particular looking room. We've got this couch, this little pillow, this kind of gold kind of side table, the rug, the wood floor, and then especially though, look up here behind Brunel's head. This weird kind of seals of some kind, right? On this wood paneled thing. Oh, digital still camera, DSC. Okay. Okay. Well, now look at this room. Here's Epstein's office. There's in the background here, like look at these things on the walls here, right? These little seals. You see those? I wish I could blow this up more. Wider view of it here. You've got a couch. Okay, you've got this rug, these lamps. Oh wait, that's the same thing. And I got to shout out Mark for finding these pictures. But all right, moving on. We got more pictures here. Epstein with a girl, Ratner with a girl. Epstein in between two girls with his arms around both girls. Really hard to tell who they are. We were talking about this in the Discord, trying to maybe guess if is this Virginia, is this whatever, but like there's so many girls it could be, and all of the girls are sort of the same type, you know. Nikon and Fuji, okay, all right, yeah. Not really useful information, but what are they blurring out behind them? What's all that? Is there like pictures of people or something? What's this like long bar? But now here, look at this. So they didn't blur out Brunel. That's Brunel. So yeah, look at Brunel here, shirt on in this picture. But his pants, like, yeah, you can blur out the man's face, but he has the world's most recognizable pants on. Okay? This guy, I don't want to say he had style, but he had like whatever you would say the opposite of style is. I suppose that is itself a form of style. But yeah, this guy with these sort of like pants. So it's Brunel here. They didn't blur him out. They're like, he killed himself in prison. You know what? Anybody who's killed themselves in prison gets to have their faces shown in the Epstein Files. I think maybe that's the rule. Maybe framed pictures. Who knows? Because I mean, like I'm looking at the photos of the room here, and I don't see a white couch, but I see this couch. Behind it's the fireplace. You know, I don't know what it would have been. Could have been the couch. Could it be? Yeah, it looks like these photos. The room's been kind of redecorated, rearranged a little bit. This would have probably been like decades earlier that this happened. But yeah, I don't know what they would be blurring out. Anyway, so they're blurring stuff out, and now look at now let's keep going, okay? Epstein sandwiched between two girls. There's Brunel, and now look at the next picture. Epstein sandwiched between two girls. Brunel, another girl comes over. I think that's a girl. Yeah. That's another girl in the red. And then Ratner, look at him. Can you guys see that? Okay, I don't usually do this, but go ahead and break him off a little piece of the remix. Let me just make this even bigger so you guys can really see. Because these are so small. Hang on, guys. Calm down, I'm gonna fix it. Okay, we'll keep it like that for now. So here we go. Oh, there's a white couch? Oh, did I miss the white couch? Oh, there is. Yeah, you're right. Oh, and right behind it is this. So were they blurring out this like vase? Oh, sorry, I forgot I've zoomed in so you guys can't see totally everything. Okay, so yeah, you're right. I missed that white couch. For some reason, I thought it was a couch against the wall. But now I'm realizing, no, couches don't have to always be against the wall if you have a big enough room. My couch isn't against the wall. I don't know why I assumed that this one would be too. All right. Okay, so sorry. Let's really take a look at these, and I'm gonna look over here so that I'm looking at what you guys are seeing. But yeah, let's see watch this progression, right? Epstein, 2 girls on this small couch. Really hard to tell what's going on here. What is on that thing? Like, I don't like the interior decorating here. Whoever he hired did a bad job. All right, next one over. The same 4 of them. And now this one is where it gets interesting. That's Ratner. That's Ratner in his white shirt. His pants are fucking falling off. We got to get this even bigger. His pants are falling off. Loose belt. Probably has shrimp in his hand. I'm trying to just make this smaller. Hang on. And he's crawling over the arm of the couch onto these girls. Right? He's crawling over them. And then the other girl is just kind of sitting next to everyone. Next picture. They're just like a huge pile. Oh, gotta scroll there. They're just in a big pile. There's Ratner reaching across girl 1. He's completely on top of her. You can just see her legs at the bottom of there. I guess that's her face. He's reaching across her. I can't tell if he's touching her or Epstein, but it also looks like maybe there's an arm reaching across from this side. Is that the other girl's arm, I think? Yeah. A real squeeze in, guys. Yeah. Squeeze in, guys moment here. And then this girl, you ever been this person at the party? When maybe you're just like not as drunk as everyone else, or you're just like not really vibing with what's going on, and you're just kind of like, no, I'm fine over here. No, that's fine. You guys look like you're having fun. You ever been that guy or girl? That's a vibe I get here. Not really enjoying yourself. Next one. Oh, sorry. Okay, I gotta look at the right screen here. Next one here. There's Brunel. Epstein is gone. Epstein's out of the picture at this point. Now it's just Brunel. Maybe Epstein took, and also, who was taking the pictures? Maybe Guylaine? But we've got Brunel, got Ratner, hugging this person, whatever. There's another girl, again, not on the couch, leaning in. Then the other girl leaves, and now look who it is. Now look at this. It's Epstein. 2 girls on either side of him, kind of like, whatever, double hugging him. Ratner, now look at him. Ratner's sitting on the other side of the girl with his arms around her. And actually, wait, they didn't, now they stopped blurring out Ratner's face. We got Ratner's face here. Caught in not 4K. Caught in 4. Caught in stunning 4 resolution. 4 pixels. Really, really bad resolution, but yeah. He's hugging up on this girl. Epstein with the 2 girls. Ratner like trying to do the little sandwich with this girl. Now it gets close up. They start blurring out Ratner's face again. Oh, sorry, fuck. I keep not looking at the right thing. But now Ratner's protected. Ratner's fucking FBI insurance must have temporarily lapsed for these 2. Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's keep looking here. Close up of Epstein smiling. Ratner blurred out. Girl. Ratner moves his arm onto the girl. Wasn't on here. Now he's kind of groping her there, reaching around in front. Let's try a different angle. Maybe it's Brunel. He's like a whatever modeling industry guy, taking shots from all over the place. Moves over here. This girl there is no distance in between these 2 fucking sex predators. And again, I must point out, Ratner's face not blacked out in this one. Like that, you can't tell it's Ratner from that. You can only tell by comparing it to the one photo from the set that we actually do have. And like his fucking, stupid pants and shirt. Whatever. Like stupid pants, was that fair of me to say? I mean, I just don't like the guy. But, he's kind of like washed out jeans and like oversized, undone, white shirt. Where were we? Ah, yes, here they are. Now here we go. Less is blurred out now on top of it. What could it be? What could there be over there? I'm so confused. And they blur it out in every single one. Like Ratner, they forget about sometimes, but the shit on top of the couch is always blurred. What is that? Am I making too big a deal of this? Like, what is it that we see here? Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Okay, wait. I'm just saying, like, what is it that we see in this picture? Like, why is there a little gap there and then this is blurred? Like, what is it? I wonder. I really, really wonder. And then we got down here. More cuddling, more snuggling. Ratner is like really copping a feel here. It looks like he's like trying to reach into this girl's pocket. Arms fully wrapped around her. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Looks like he's trying to reach into her pocket. And then this one, arms fully wrapped around her. And then even Epstein is looking at Ratner like, dude, like, you're coming on a little strong here. Yeah. Isn't that nuts? All right, I'm gonna go back to my other mode here. But yo, I could not believe this shit because for years people talk about like, oh, Epstein kept like all these files on people, and you know, there's a lot of like kind of very kind of interesting evidence that like would lead you to believe that might have been what was happening. But then it's just like we've never really found anything like that, right? That I can really think of. I mean, I guess there's the one of Bill Clinton getting the massage at the airport from Chauncey Davis. Yeah, you can see the framed photos in that one. Maybe, yeah, maybe that could be. Like, there's some framed photos up on the thing. Oh man, if we could date it even to a specific year, that would be great. But yeah, it totally could be table pictures. Yeah, it looks like they're on Molly. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was thinking maybe like alcohol and cocaine, like Brunel, famous cokehead, but totally could see that being Molly with all the cuddling. And this actually too. You know what? Good call. This does seem like a Molly night. Yeah. Young name plus name. Yeah. Or like we've seen shit like that, or you know, we've heard about shit like that. But like this is the first time I can remember like, oh, like those are photos that could actually, you know, like if this surfaced at the wrong time, like they could look very bad for Ratner. And I had to have, and all of the other ones, like they had their file names and stuff. Where are they? Are they also on fucking discs somewhere? Are they, you know, on a hard drive? And the hard drives that Epstein had, remind me, Stubens, because you were talking about this in the Discord. Oh God, Molly also a big Israeli import. Oh yeah, I mean that's why they love their fucking raves over there. But a lot of Molly actually is not just from Israel. I have to point out, a lot of Molly was produced in apartheid South Africa, because they were trying to find a way to genocide black people there, the indigenous Africans, and they thought that they would be able to do something with Molly, and so they funneled a ton of money into producing MDMA in apartheid South Africa. So anyway, weird. That's weird that they did that, and they do that in Israel too. Probably not for the same reason at this point. They look for other ways to do their genocides. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. That was kind of long, eh? That was a long for one subject. That was tough for me. But I do find these photos really bad. I think that they're definitely, I don't know, not good. I guess. Do we have any more of them? I wonder. I guess we must. Hang on. Let me just quickly look up on the thing, just in case I'm missing any. Because I think I might be. I mean, I so wish these things were easier to navigate, but you just kind of have to put the full thing into it. So 4882. I am not a robot. Ah, fuck. Hang on. It's EFTA 0000 4883. No results. What am I doing wrong here? Oh 4882. No, that is one. That's what I was just looking at. Huh? I'm so okay. Hang on. We gotta do this right. We gotta do this. 488. Oh fuck. Hang on. I don't know why this is not working for me. Usually this is how I kind of do it. You look at the thing, because I've got the photos here, and I can see this is EFTA 0000 4882. And if I just type this in, EFTA 0000 4882. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Gmail. You can do that. Oh, there we go. Oh, 4800. No, that's not what I wanted. At the 48. Okay. Data set 3. No, come on. Oh, it's so annoying. All right, hang on. Fuck it. I'll just go to the this fucking thing. So annoying. Transparency Act. I think what would it be? Set 3. Yeah. 48. Oh wait, it's not there. 4800 4898. What? What the heck? All right. Okay, let's try Gmail. I don't know what's going on here. No, sorry, not Gmail, but J Photos. EFTA 0000 4882. Yeah, okay, so that's the one we got. And was it the next one 4883? Okay, this was it. So this is the end of the photos here. Okay, there are a couple that I didn't look at yet. So they're all lounging around. Yeah, we saw these. They're just kind of cuddling on the couch. Ratner's getting handsy. Epstein's kind of looking away. Then we've got a photo of Jean-Luc Brunel, arm around this girl. And then what's this? This looks like Brunel, I think. Like sitting on the ground, touching this girl here. I'm not totally sure what's happening there. That could be one of the other girls standing, I think, not Ratner. Okay, all right. So there's not really anything there. But anyway, just for completion's sake, I wanted to see the end of the album. So yeah, it looks like, I don't know, they went to a, you know what it might be? The people with the cameras? No, I don't know. I don't know who whatever. To DSC 1427 shows the couch stuff that is basically other photos. Oh, okay. Cool. 1427. Oh, that's in the stuff we just looked at? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. You can sort of see some, I think those are frames, I guess, or something. But they would be so far away. Yeah. Odd. Very odd that they would have censored those, because there's no way you can see anything in there. I guess there must be some very nervous people about showing up in these files, even with, I guess the other thing is that they could be victims, or it could even be like CSAM, like child sexual abuse material. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 4 girls, 1 white, gray, blue, red. Yeah. I think that's right. Yeah, 4 girls. Then the Epstein, Brunel, Brett Ratner, and I think there's got to be one other person there taking pictures, right? Because there's at least, isn't there? I think there's a photo where all of those people are in the shot. The one on the couch, right? Red, Brunel, Ratner, Epstein. Oh wait, oh no. So actually, if there's 4 girls, then I think there's only 3 in this shot. So maybe it was the 4th girl. Okay, there you go. So Ghislaine maybe wasn't there. Okay, cool. Yeah, good call. Yeah, there isn't a photo with all 4 girls, but we can tell that there were 4 girls there. But I was gonna say, I think earlier it was Epstein was taking photos at the start, because Epstein doesn't come in them until here, I think. And then I think that is probably not fucking. It's not Ratner. Ratner doesn't know what to do with the camera. Ratner has no love for the film arts. I think it's Brunel. Brunel is taking these. And then when Brunel gets on the couch, I think he hands the camera to the other girl, get a photo of us, and then they all kind of whatever. Okay, so we're doing a lot of investigating here, really grasping at straws. We don't know. Just the photos on the table, yeah. Okay. Gang, that's what I got. I feel like many years of hating Brett Ratner and not trying not to be a spoil sport when people mention that they liked fucking Prison Break or whatever. I let it go, but this is my moment. I had to do something. I had to do something about this. And this is what I decided to do. That was long. I admit that was longer than I kind of expected it to be, but I had a lot to get out of my system. All right. Now, also, in other news, I feel like for a long one like that, let me do a better wrap up of it. Yeah, we don't know when this was. We don't know who the girls were. We don't know how old they were or anything about them, but I still think this looks bad. And I mean, if they were underage, this could be blackmail material by itself. And if they weren't underage, I mean, it could be, I don't know, it could be anything. I mean, if it was just like a Molly night, to be the absolute, whatever, benefit of the doubt here, it is possible this is just like a series of photos of people on Molly in a big cuddle puddle, and they just took it to share between each other. I don't know. That could be it. I have photo albums like that. But I don't know. Considering there's these 3 guys here are 3 of the biggest pieces of shit I could even name. I've got to think there's something more sinister going on. But anyway, who knows? I do want to talk about this. So Thomas Massie, the only good libertarian. No, that's not true. The only good Republican, maybe. And also he's not good on a lot of things, but on Epstein's shit, he's awesome. Thomas Massie recently told the House Judiciary Committee that he thinks the FBI has the names of at least 20 people linked to Epstein, including prominent figures in the music industry, finance, politics, and banking. The lawmaker claimed those files include 1 Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, 1 royal prince, 1 high-profile individual in the music industry, 1 very prominent banker, 1 high-profile government official, 1 high-profile former politician, 1 owner of nuts. Kash Patel said he asked FBI agents to review the existing files and added, any investigations that arise from any credible investigation will be brought. There have been no new materials brought to me. He's such a little bitchy, sassy, guy. Yeah, if there's anything credible, it'll be brought to me, and there's been nothing brought to me. And by the way, they haven't brought me anything credible, and I have never heard any credible allegations that you know how to style yourself. I beefed the punchline there, but okay. So that's nuts. This kind of is going a little bit hand in hand with other shit we've learned about the 10 to 25 mystery guys. So we've gone over this sort of like 5th grade math puzzle before, where we've got, we know there were 10 guys that they were trying to subpoena, and we know the 3 we know, Guylaine, Les Wexner, and Jean-Luc Brunel. And then there's someone who was in New York in 2019, someone who was in Connecticut in 2019, possibly Eric Gamey, Circle and Black Book. 3 in Florida in 2019, 1 in North Carolina in 2019, possibly someone else. That's what we got from that one. And I think there was, wait, what was the other 25 one? Oh yeah, there's one wealthy businessman in Ohio, Wexner. Yeah, I think that's what we got from that. But then there was also a thing from Guylaine's habeas petition. Did we learn anything from that, or did it just give us the number 25? I'm trying to remember. New evidence reveals there were 25 men with which the plaintiff lawyers reached secret settlements that could equally be considered as co-conspirators. None of these men have prosecuted, and none has been revealed to petitioner. She would have called them as witnesses had she, Okay, so we don't know that. Oh, yes? Knock on the door. Oh, really? The audio's cutting in and out? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. The audio's cutting out. Sorry, guys. Fuck. Hang on. I did recently pack up and set back up my setup here. So very possible that something is amiss that, I don't know. Right now I'm just going to try and kind of reconnect everything. Yeah. Oh, I think Galvin Quinn heard it as well, maybe. But yeah, let me know if it happens again, please. I don't want to be doing. Sounds okay right now? Okay. All right. Yeah. Did anyone else hear it? Just so that we know it's not totally in Mark's head, or perhaps in Mark's audio setup. But okay, who knows? What did I miss in the last 10 minutes? Oh, we finished the Brunel thing, and now we're doing the mystery guys. Okay, so we learned there's 25 mystery men from the habeas petition. But basically, like, this was funny because, like, her excuse was like, she's like in jail, and she's like, actually, yeah, okay, so I am a pedophile, but there's 25 men who also did the exact same thing as what I did, and no one's even fucking. All they had to do was give a like unreported amount of money to their victims. Like, I could do that. So let me out. Like, it's like, that isn't the defense. That's just like, yeah, more people we should be going after. All right. So let's take a look then. Because we're getting a bunch of shit. So I'm gonna add. So I have a little list here. I thought we might go over it. I haven't really prepped for this. But we have Ghislaine Maxwell, who's not a man, so she's not on this. Sorry, ladies. Maybe one day you'll break the pedophile glass ceiling, but Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't even get the respect. Les Wexner, Jean-Luc Brunel, and then these ones we don't really know. But so here we go. He also said in another. So back in September, Massey had named Jess Staley. And sorry, I only have the New York Post. Excuse me, New York Post thing of this, but this was a real thing. Staley. So this is fucking Massey. These documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims including minors, such as Virginia Roberts Giuffre, may she rest in peace. The list also includes at least 19 other individuals. Yeah, this is the same thing we've got. So he named Jess Staley. Crazy. Wait, I'm a little bit confused. I thought this was recent, but I guess this was old? Oh, maybe I'm just, I'm getting the wrong, oh, okay. Oh, Hot Goblin, it's gone again for you? Oh, fuck. Damn. Oh, fuck. Is it, wait, so is everybody finding out that it was, whatever? Oh, this is all in September. Oh, whoops. Okay. Sorry. I thought this was new. But no, okay, this is still the same thing from September. But all right, yeah, let's take a look at this though. I do want to this is in September that he said this. This is like a lot of clues. People keep giving us clues. Let's see who we've got here. So Jess Staley, we know, and Jess Staley's a billionaire. So let's go ahead and put Jess Staley on the billionaire list here. Jess Staley. And I'll bold him because he's confirmed. At least if we believe Massey, which for the sake of the argument, let's believe him. Oh, wait, actually, he could be very prominent banker. Very prominent banker, I think. Yeah, Jess Staley. Let's put him there. So we know a Hollywood producer. So he also named a Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million. My first thought, Brett Ratner. Right? The guy we've been talking about the all stream. But I mean, it could also be Harvey Weinstein. Although Harvey Weinstein did, I think, get Tila Davis was trafficked to him by Epstein, one of Epstein's victims, the sister of Shantae Davis, the person who massaged Bill Clinton in that photo. And apparently Harvey Weinstein was like violent and abusive towards her to such an extent that Epstein was like, don't touch any of my girls ever again. You're gone. Even though he allowed Ehud Barak to do the same to Virginia and was just like, yeah, that's life. Sometimes guys will make you think you're going to die and make you bleed and whatever. Yeah, that'll just happen. All of this is alleged. Okay, all this is alleged, but according to my sources, that's what I believe. Now I'm like fucking, I feel like Alex Jones saying crazy shit and not giving you my sources. You can read Virginia's book. You can look up the stuff on Tila Davies. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, Harvey Weinstein, maybe, but I think they had like their crossover was brief. Brett Ratner, I mean, as far as we know, his only connection to Epstein was that one night that they all, whatever, did drugs together. Royal Prince, I mean, so everybody's like, oh, it's gotta be Andrew. There's like, Epstein used to hang out with a lot of royalty, not just from, England. You know, from like, I don't know, Swedish. He was hanging out with Princess Sophia in Sweden and, I don't know, the Crown Prince, Saudi Arabia, MBS. There's a bunch, right? There's a bunch of like these kinds of guys. Yeah, tons of Gulf state guys. So I don't know. I mean, but I mean, it's probably Andrew. Because like, I mean, like if Thomas Massey was describing MBS, he wouldn't call him a royal prince, right? He would call him a fucking, I don't know, oil state dictator or something, right? Fuck. Oh shit. Oh god, everything went wrong all at once. It must be midnight. I don't know what's going on, guys. Fuck. Yeah, okay. So it looks like we're back. It says that I have excellent connection, but I guess it dropped out for a minute. I don't know. Is it the deep state trying to get to me? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Ashley? Should I keep going, or has it been cutting out to the point where like it's kind of like unusable? Ashley? You there? Okay. All right. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking maybe I should just. I can continue? Yeah, but I mean, like, has it. I can hear you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking to my fiance in the other room. But it's okay. Like, is it still, like, usable stuff from what's been cut out? Like, it's not confusing or whatever? Because I could just end the stream and maybe try again next week with this stuff. I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe I should do that. And that way I could actually do some prep work on this. Thought it might be fun to go through all this stuff. Yeah. You know what? For tonight, let's just say the Deep State won. We'll just make this my fucking Brett Ratner mega stream here. But we'll get more into this because I do think this is interesting. And I think we should follow the clues that people are giving us. It's so funny the way they do it. They're all fucking, everyone turns into like a bridge troll with their little riddles. I'm thinking of a high-profile politician and the owner of a car company in Italy. It's like some of them are like so specific. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna give it a break. It's midnight. All right, I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin. I gotta go. But gang, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my little fucking very cathartic Brett Ratner stream. This guy doesn't only make movies I disrespect. This guy is not only a total douchebag and a piece of shit. This guy is not only fucking directing fucking Trump propaganda money laundering glorified, puff pieces for the worst people on earth. He's also in the Epstein Files in maybe the worst way that I've ever seen anyone be in the Epstein Files. I haven't seen any reporting on this yet. So presumably at some point, some people are going to make a big deal about this. But yeah, glad you guys could be there with me for that. And that's it for me. So yeah, good night, everybody. Peace.